Guaranteed human. Live from the Ingalls studio.
I can't wait to play with myself every day.
The Sportsocracy.
Damn the devil to hell! Let the big dogs eat! Let them on the field!
Come get you some of this.
Fire them cannons! By golly, put more powder in those things.
He couldn't take any more disappointment.
Oh my God, the Jets killed him.
Welcome into the Sportsocracy on ESPN Asheville, 92.9 FM, 880 AM, and 1400. Sportsocracy, heard everywhere on the iHeartRadio app. We are seen everywhere on the YouTubes. Just go to the sportsocracy.com, click the live video link, subscribe to the channel, and you can join us in the chat.
You know what you'll see on the YouTube chat?
A very sleepy Jeremy.
A sleepy bear.
Yeah, Jeremy slept at the office this morning.
I slept on the couch in my office for about 2 hours, and this is how my night ended into how my day started. I saw Tank's headlights pulling in the parking lot for his morning show this morning, and this is how my thought process went in order. Oh, those are headlights. That's probably Tank, or maybe it's somebody here. It's going to hit me in the head with something real hard, like a tire.
It's been rough. It's been rough. You putting the finishing touches on the old mullet. The big NFL draft guide as the 2026 NFL draft nears in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. We'll be there on the Ingalls Living the Dream tour, and the book is going to come out on Monday. And there's a lot of work
Monday
still.
night.
A lot of work still to be done. So Jeremy's putting in the long hours. Pocket Princess is putting in the long hours too. She only got 6 hours of sleep last night.
I don't know how she's doing it. Frankly, I think if she got pulled over by the Asheville City Police right now, they would give her driving while intoxicated.
Yes,
because she did not get enough.
I mean,
seats.
she can barely hold her head up off of the desk.
You should have seen her last night.
She's got this
before she left.
contraption over there that's formed out of a coat hanger and her bra, and it's just holding her chin up. Just so she doesn't hit the desk.
He went so different there. Stephen Tell beat us to the finish line. Who sleeps more than 6 hours? I sleep 6 hours in some weeks.
Yeah, sometimes that's a good week.
She came in here like Dawn of the Dead. And look, I know what time she left last night.
Mm-hmm.
I'm aware.
Yeah.
So, I mean, you were here late. She got here a little later than normal time and said, I am sleepy. I didn't get my CBs. I slept on a couch built for a way smaller man.
Actually, I think it's built for two smaller men.
I got news for you. The only way two smaller men are sleeping on that couch is if they're sleeping on top of each other. Not that there's anything wrong with that. I slept on that couch.
No, come on. You could fit two Bryce Youngs on both sides of that little couch, and they could play footsies all night.
You couldn't fit two Peter Dinklages on that couch. I slept in an L with my foot on the coffee table in the little waiting room in my office. And then she walks in and says all these things and then goes, I only got 6 hours of sleep. And Tank and I both went,
nope. That was going to be so great if that came back and hit you in the head.
I didn't know where it was going to go. I actually thought it was going to hit the TV at first.
Actually, I saw it. I saw it in my mind, just a brief cartoon moment of one of those chain reactions, because you can't see it on the screen there, but when he threw that bell up, it hit the top of the bookcase that also has the Sportsocracy Reprehensible's gavel on it. So the gavel the gavel started to fall, and I was like, no. Maybe we can all hope. Oh man, putting in the late night hours, all for the purposes of educating the masses. It's really an honorable work that you do.
It's a lot. I hope many people buy it. It
Dare
would be,
I
it'd be
say
great. Hero.
We are your Draftmas Central. We got. Are we doing more A+ mock drafts today?
We are the NFC East.
All right, NFC East A+ mock drafts. coming on the way.
In the YouTube chat, we are asking a question of the day.
Okay.
Question of the day is, how many hours of sleep is a good night for you?
5+. I would say that's a good night.
It's a weird way to say 3.
Look, we're not all complete zombies like you are. I think even the sleep-starved among us go, we got to have at least 4.
Gary Burt said 10.
Good night.
The only way that I get 10 hours of sleep in one night is if I either got really drunk or underfed.
Yes.
And I just went into a coma for 9 of those 10 hours. Overserved or underfed. That's it.
Yeah, that's a crash out. That's one of those, I haven't slept in a week and a half and I have to sleep.
If I sleep 10 hours, I saw a deity at some point. And there was a light, and I was asked to come towards it.
Yes. Yeah. 6 is a good night, Stephen Tao says. I'll agree with that. That's like, man, who did I have to kill to get that kind of time to myself?
I get 6 hours of sleep. I am bebopping and scatting in the office. I'm walking on sunshine.
I'm one of those, if I get anywhere from 2 to 4, I'm good to go. I can go another day on 2 to 4. If I do that too many times in a row, then I will have one of those 10-hour nights.
Oh, Red Sea with our first super chat of the day, and it takes us down a whole different rabbit hole. That's a whole different. Now we're getting into a whole different side of the conversation.
Which is?
We got to hit the super chat button.
So fresh, we ball, no stress, 'cause we making that money.
He said, I'll take a 45-minute nap, and that'll be all the sleep I get that day. You throw a nap into my equation, I am elemento screwed, possibly for more than one day.
Mm-hmm.
I fell asleep on the couch maybe 2-3 weeks ago. I slept for between 20 and 30 minutes. I'm not really sure what time I went down. I didn't sleep for a day and a half. I woke up at 8:15. The next time I went to sleep was 11 o'clock the next day. And still only slept 6 hours.
Yep.
So in the YouTube chat and on our social medias, that'll be up after the show. Because this is just going to be a whole discussion today. We're trying to prove points today. Because I'm tired.
Mm-hmm.
I'm afraid I might die.
Yep. Yep. The Masters has started.
Oh, yeah, that is today.
Uh-huh. I got it on the television behind you.
I can't see that because it's behind me.
Yeah, yeah. But the Masters is going on. I still think it's funny that the concession stand still sells $1.50 sandwiches. Like you get an egg salad sandwich and a pimento cheese sandwich for $1.50. And then you have, I don't know, other places that go, hey, would you like a taste of the Masters? Come get your pimento cheese sandwich for $6.
Uh-huh. You can get into Augusta for $1, and you have one for $1.50, or we'll send one to your house for $6 a sammer.
I saw that post on Facebook today it's from a local establishment. I'm not going to say who it's from because I don't want to throw shade at them or anything.
Oh, there's a lot of people that do that.
Think
there's a group that will send you 12 Masters cups, the pimento cheese, a handful of other things.
Yeah.
For $100 and some odd dollars. And I'll be honest with you, that's not a terrible deal. And then you look at Augusta and just go, different. It's just different.
Just different. Well, I mean, you have to have, your own private jet to get into the place anyway.
We have to win the lottery. There's a lottery for tickets. Mm-hmm. So you submit. Many of us do. And we never win.
Never been approved.
I think they look at my LinkedIn and go, nope. Just take his name
right
out
of
of
there. Right out
You
of there.
don't belong here.
Yeah. There was some confusion this morning on First News on 570 between Mark Starling was confused, and he was asking me. He said, is Augusta National still one of those places where they don't let certain people play there? Right, because forever you couldn't play there if you were a person of color. You couldn't play there up until like 5 years ago if you're a woman. I said, no, they let everybody play there. Well, except for the poor people. Right? If you're poor, you don't get to play at Augusta National. Nor do I feel like you really get a fair opportunity at getting tickets.
I know 3 people that are at Augusta right now.
Good.
We'll say they're
Are any of them poor?
No.
Exactly.
I'm going to say average yearly salary probably starts at $250,000.
Yes. I probably know the poorest guy there right now, and he's holding a flag on one of the greens.
Let's go. That's a job. That's the job I want. You know what? When I just throw my hands up and say, I'm tired of it, I'm just going to go be a caddy at Augusta. I'll carry your bags around. I don't care.
Yep. I think he's got the 16th hole, 13th hole, somewhere in there. I don't know. He's always on the same hole every year. Anyhow, we got Augusta going on. We have the NFL draft.
It's prime lying season.
Well, who's lying now other than Mike Vrabel and Diana Rossini?
Oh, I mean, those two are lying down and lying out loud. That's. Oh, I threw my bell. I don't know where it went.
That's what she said.
There it is. There it is.
Thanks, Soaring Eagle. By the way.
I just think it's so funny, and obviously I'm a little biased because I've been working on the book. We're buried in it. We're to the end. So there are just names that I keep seeing, and I don't get it. And I remembered, oh yeah, there's a thing that we do every year that we haven't done yet. So tomorrow on the show, we're going to take a 1-day sabbatical from the A-plus mock drafts, and tomorrow will be the release of your Amon-Ra St. Brown team. And next Friday will be your Josh Rosen team. I change the name of that one every year. It's whoever has, for whatever reason, piddled in my punch bowl that year.
Mm-hmm. So it's the biggest bust.
So the one, and it's not bust. It's just guys that I am not as high on as everybody else. I mean, there are first-round picks. There are day 3 picks. Just guys that I don't see it. My ranking is significantly higher on the Amon-Ra team, lower on the Josh Rosen team than the rest of the industry.
Okay. All right. So Malachi Lawrence, he's going to be one of those on that
Malachi
list.
Lawrence is the captain of the Josh Rosen team. Also very high on the list of names I hope I never see again.
I'm trying not to hiccup on the microphone. It's not working out well for me, so I apologize.
Red Sea said, yes, Josh Rosen. I love that name. I don't scream that one in muffled silence.
I was going to say that's a dirty word around all of the Arizona Cardinals fans, for sure. All right. So tomorrow will be the throwing shade day.
No, tomorrow's Amon-Ra. Josh Rosen is next Friday.
Oh, it's next Friday. Okay, all right.
Tomorrow's the good day. I get to say, yeah, I like this guy. And I'm going to say that a lot because those are my favorites.
Yeah. Okay, all right. Fair enough.
But we have there are a lot of rumors circulating, a lot of guys going up the board, guys going down the board, players that are going to go higher than they should, names that don't make a whole lot of sense. And in the first hour today, we're going to talk about some of those.
Okay. Caleb McGarry retiring, so T's and P's.
Atlanta's got to be looking at their line going, hey, you remember when this was really set? Because it's not anymore.
Not so much. Not so much. They've got a hole to fill now as the draft process continues through. So just another box that has to be checked.
That may immediately become – oh, no. I forgot all about this.
What?
Have no fear, Falcon fans.
Mm-hmm.
You have a solution. Jawan Taylor will play right tackle for the Atlanta Falcons.
Mm-hmm.
Do you understand why that's a recipe for disaster? Atlanta has the only 2 what in the NFL? Left-handed quarterbacks.
Okay.
Right side's your blind side. Jawan Taylor is the most penalized right tackle in the NFL, and it's not really all that close. Oh.
No, they're good. They're good.
They'll be just fine.
They'll be fine. Not a problem there. Not a problem there. All right. So is there a specific place that you want to start?
Yeah.
With your shade?
I've got one that it's not so much shade as I can't figure out why. This isn't shade. It's this guy's going to go higher than you think. And what made me realize it was that every scout, every fan, everybody around the industry that I talk to routinely tells me how much they like this guy. Year in and year out, the guy goes higher than you think he will. And I'm higher than probably anybody in the industry.
All right, it's the Sportsocracy here on ESPN Asheville.
This is ESPN Asheville, Asheville's #1 sports station.
Coming up the middle on a blitz. He throws to the end zone. Touchdown.
Beer City's Tar Heel station.
Off the back. Iron Wilson comes soaring in to dunk it home.
Home of the Sportsocracy.
He said, Kyle Shanahan asked, why isn't tic-tac-toe named Hugs and Kisses? That's all Tank's going to call it.
Live from the Ingalls studio, weekdays at noon. ESPN Asheville.
You'll use the radio in your car more than anything else. When buying a new car, make sure the AM/FM is simple, clear, and convenient.
This is J.W. Whitley, General Manager at Parks Ford of Hendersonville. Our value of urgency, timely, responsive, focused, prioritizing you as our customer and the community that we serve to do better, be better every day. That's the Parks Promise. Experience the Parks Promise today at parksfordhendersonville.com.
I'm Daniel Alarcon. I'm John Green, co-host of the podcast The Away End with my old friend Daniel.
I remember the first time I took my oldest son to an actual live soccer game, and when you step out through the concourse and you can see the field, he did like that, like a sharp intake of breath, and he said, "This is so unusual for my eyes."
Oh, I love that.
Together, we'll find out why, of all the unimportant things, football, soccer, is the most important.
Open your free iHeartRadio app, search The Away End with Daniel Alarcon and John Green, and listen now.
I'm Coley Duffy.
I'm Cody Ward.
And
we're the Chainsaw Brothers.
Actually, we're cousins. A few days after Helene, we was in the driveway having a couple beers, waiting on the power to come back on. And we heard so many people calling, needing trees removed, and couldn't afford it.
So I called my dad to borrow a chainsaw, and over the next few months, we cleared trees for our neighbors. Our business was born out of wanting to help Western North Carolina get back on our feet.
We are fully insured and licensed. We keep our promises, meaning if we say we're going to be there, we'll be there. In these parts, we live how we were raised.
When you call the Chainsaw Brothers, you're not a customer, you're family. We're good at what we do, and we do it for a reasonable cost.
For all your chainsaw needs, call the Chainsaw Brothers. 828-316-1013. Or find us on Facebook. See how we treat our family.
Are you still covered up with storm damage and debris?
Call us about our daily rates at 828-316-1013. That's 828-316-1013. We're the Chainsaw Brothers, and with our neighbors, we are Western North Carolina strong.
Woohoo!
This is J.W. Whitley, General Manager at Parks Ford of Hendersonville. Our value of commitment. Committed to you as our customers and the community that we serve. To do better, be better every day. That's the Parks Promise. Experience the Parks Promise today at parksfordhendersonville.com.
Selling your home? Don't settle for average. Our real estate team at Clarissa Sells WNC and eXp Realty offers Zillow Showcase, an exclusive AI-powered listing experience available to just the top 10% of all listings in our area. With immersive media, cutting-edge design, and elevated marketing, Showcase listings, they go pending quicker and sell for up to $9,000 more than standard listings. Ready to stand out in a crowded market? Give our team a call today, 828-774-6343, because your home deserves the spotlight.
The crack of the bat, the sight of green grass and white chalk lines, the aroma of perfectly grilled hot dogs. If right about now you're simultaneously hungry and ready for baseball, then we've got you covered. At Ingalls, we're here for all the fanfare of America's pastime, sponsoring teams from Little League to the pros. So, whether you're the snack parent or just craving that perfect ballpark meal, we've got you covered. Ingalls, your official sponsor of baseball season.
The Sportsocracy.
Take all this, burn it, okay? Gasoline, kerosene, either one. Burn it.
We are back at the Sportsocracy. It's time for Jeremy to throw some shade. He's ready. He loves doing it.
You keep saying shade. I'm not throwing shade. I mean, I will at some point in this hour. But I'm starting with one of I don't understand why people are not seeing how high this kid's going to go.
Okay.
Jacob Rodriguez.
Okay.
Would you care to tell me the last time you heard a negative about him?
I mean, it's probably been a while.
What does that tell you? When you look at a guy like that, how often have we done this where every team's fan base wants a guy? If I had $1 for every YouTube comment we had of, well, why did my team not take Jacob Rodriguez, ranging from 17 to 208? First of all, wide girth.
Mm-hmm.
Going to have to narrow that down a little bit. I get the same thing from scouts. Like every team I've talked to knows that kid's going to be a high-level starter in the NFL. May never be an all-pro. He may never be a Pro Bowler, but he's going to be really, really, really good.
Yeah.
What does that tell you in a draft class that's really thin? He's going higher than you think.
Mm-hmm.
I keep seeing him in the middle of round 2, at times the back end of round 2, and I just laugh. I saw Jake Galday in the first round. I won't say which 3-letter acronym. PFF had him in the first round. Maybe you should not have fired all your talent. It'd probably be a good idea because somebody could have gone, it's a stupid thing you're about to say on the interwebs. People can see it. You should not say that because that's real dumb. Because if he goes in the first round, I'm going to make fun of somebody until it hurts. Meanwhile, Jacob Rodriguez falls to the back end of 2.
Not happening.
Make that make sense.
Well, I can tell you a definitive he will not get to the back end of round 2 because there's one team that will take him immediately if he's still there in the middle of round 2, and that's my team.
What's his floor?
His floor?
Mm-hmm. How far can he get? Because I'll go ahead and tell you, I don't even think he can get to your team.
Hadn't really thought about it.
I'm looking at the top of the second round. The Tennessee Titans pick at 35. If they don't take Sonny Styles at 4, which I think they will, but let's say they didn't, he ain't getting past Tennessee.
Okay.
I don't think he get past Arizona. I'm pretty confident he wouldn't get past the Jets. What does that tell you?
Got to go in the first round.
He's going in the first round.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't necessarily think it's going to be late in that round.
Interesting.
Tank and I have been working on the final mock draft. I feel like at some point today you're going to have to play the final countdown because really it's the only thing keeping me from drowning myself in the toilet. Just because I haven't left this building in 3 days. I mean, it's only been 2, but it feels like 3.
Right.
I've seen the sun come up and go down and up and down.
You've seen some stuff.
I've seen some stuff, man. You ever seen the inside of a building? You ever seen the inside of a building on the draft, man? It's crazy. People in the bushes and stuff.
Well, it's interesting that you said, the window starts at 17. The Detroit Lions pick at 17.
That's where it opens for me. Because I look at Detroit and go, it's funny. You have 10 starters that you're very invested in, and then you have one that you're not. And that one just so happens to play the exact same position that Jacob Rodriguez plays. I could see a path. If all the linemen get gobbled up, which Arizona, you have a huge role in that. So that's the beauty of the draft, is that everything is just dominoes.
Mm-hmm.
All of it. Ted Hurst. I've now seen this in the chat 3 times in 24 minutes. Ted Hurst has been linked to Team A. Ted Hurst has been linked to every team in the NFL, the UFL, the CFL, the CIA, the FBI. If it has a 3-letter acronym, they want Ted Hurst.
Except for the Birmingham Stallions, because they're good with Deion Kane. Mr. MVP.
Tank went down a Deion Kane rabbit hole earlier. I think that
I
dude
just
was
feel
probably
like
sitting at his house going, is somebody talking about me right now?
I just feel like it's very odd. The dude's had four stints with the Birmingham Stallions. The fact that they call it stints when he just leaves for the offseason and goes to the practice squad for somebody and then gets cut and comes back, like that's a different stint. I don't think that's what stint means.
Deion Kane has been a fantasy football sleeper like 11 times. And I think, and it's funny that it's been that many because I think that's how many catches he has in the NFL.
100%. 100%. Yeah, I mean, Arizona can send everything into a tailspin.
Arizona is the head of the snake for one very specific reason. They're the team that's leveraged into trading down because they have to walk out of this with a tackle, and they don't want to take any of them at 3.
Mm-hmm.
None of them. Which means when you look at Arizona, who are you looking for? Who's the dance partner? And there's one that just makes ever so much sense.
Mm-hmm.
Because who has 2 first-round picks and loves making a splash? I want me some glory hole. Jerry Jones. Makes too much sense.
Mm-hmm.
In all the years I've been doing this, I've never seen a trade that made so much sense that if it doesn't happen, it's because they all looked at each other going, we can't do this. It fits too many things.
So Dallas trades up, gets to 3. Arizona falls back
to 12
and starts the run on tackles.
How many tackles do you think Arizona could walk out of this feeling good about? Would they feel good if they walked out of here with Monroe Freeling?
Oh, yeah.
Would they feel good if they walked out of here with Spencer Fano?
Yes.
Francis Maui Noah?
Yes.
How many teams in front of them could take a tackle?
2.
Maybe.
And
get one of them would have, in theory, been the Dallas Cowboys.
Mm-hmm.
If they dropped back to 12, one of those guys is going to fall in their lap. Because I can go through every team and go, Cincinnati's not doing it. I don't think Kansas City would do it. New Orleans won't do it. Washington won't do it. The New York Giants probably won't. Cleveland will.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it'll be Monroe Freeling because that's the one that plays left tackle. It might be a year from now, but that's where he's going to land. So, and Red Sea said Freeling's the one I disagree with. Freeling's the one I'm 100% sure won't be there. It's the other 2 that you like that'll land right in your lap.
At least one of them will.
I think they both could.
Mm-hmm.
Maui Noah, I've had intel this entire time. He's not going to go as high as you think he will, which to me is stupid. Well, he could be a guard. Mm-hmm. He could be an all-pro one, too.
Which is still worth something.
100%, especially in a draft that doesn't have a ton of guards that I feel awesome about.
No, there's
a lot of projections there.
I was gonna say you got what 2? You got Ioane,
Pregnon, Dunker if that's where you see him. I like him at guard a lot.
Mm-hmm.
And then you got a lot of converted centers, whether Lou, Hecht, maybe Jagger Burton. Maui Noah is the one that I know exactly what I'm getting.
Right.
So if I'm Arizona, I don't need much more than those 2 picks you have. Well, what if Jerry doesn't want to give them up? Well, tough nanners. You don't have anything else.
Right. So if there's no tackle, if there's no lineman to be had for the Detroit Lions when they get to 17, what do you do?
Take Jacob Rodriguez and be done with it.
Exactly.
If you're going to see a surge because Arizona, Cleveland, and at least one other team takes a lineman in front of you. Baltimore's looked real good. I think they would probably take Ioane. Tampa Bay would be in the ballpark for Ioane.
Mm-hmm. Which I'm really praying for.
I think you're praying for a lot of things, which is proof positive that Tampa Bay's just in a really good spot. So long as Tampa Bay doesn't just go rogue, you shouldn't be unhappy.
I have 2 guys on my board, on my big board. I've got 2 names circled, and I've got about a 65% chance that both of them are going to be on the board when we pick at 15. I'll be completely happy either way we go.
I think your percentage is too high. Okay. I think you have about a 10% chance that they're both there.
Okay.
You have about a 90% chance one of the two is there. Because I know you're talking about. It's Kenyon Sadiq and Vega Ioane.
Yes, those are the 2.
Well, the team in front of you is probably picking one of those 2 guys. Whichever one you don't, you just get to sit there like the New York Jets at 2, but you're at 15. hey, I think I know what you're going to do. I'm going to do the other thing.
Yeah.
How's that sound?
Whatever you want to do. You never know. There's a good – yes, okay. Maybe I was being a little too aggressive on both being there. But almost guaranteed that one of them is going to be there.
There are 3 names that I'm routinely told how funny they think it is that the public is so low on them. Vega Ioane.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't talked to a scout yet that thinks he does not go in the top 15. Not one.
Mm-hmm.
Keldrick Falk and Jermod McCoy. Now, I don't know what changed with McCoy because to the best of my understanding at Tennessee's Pro Day, he just went, look, I have the same legs. Ran, and everybody went, back we go.
I'm hoping the guard falls to us. And then I can start printing my Vita and Vega T-shirts. It's like fire and ice. Perfect combination of interior offensive lineman and interior defensive lineman. You're in the Sportsocracy. It is ESPN Asheville. We'll be right back after this.
ESPN Asheville, your mountain weather forecast.
Temperatures will get warmer into the weekend. In the meantime, some sunshine today with a light breeze out of the south and southeast and high close to 69. And then with a clear sky and light winds overnight, the low should dip down into the upper 30s. More dry weather tomorrow. Expect sunshine with a high of 77 and a beautiful weekend on tap for Saturday and Sunday with sunshine each afternoon, light winds, and high temperatures right around 80 degrees. I'm Jeff Marr from the Weather Channel.
This report is sponsored by Jimmy's Automotive Center.
Spring is here and so are the road trips. Make sure your car is ready for every mile with Jimmy's Automotive. Jump on their spring specials and save $29.99 on an alignment. Plus, check out their spring labor specials. Get details at jimmysauto.com. Jimmy's Automotive. That's where customers send their friends.
With other language learning apps, I was just playing games. I wasn't really learning. Babbel's different.
Babbel was designed by over 200 language learning experts to be the most effective way to learn another language.
Every time I open the app, I can choose to work on my writing, speaking, or listening. And it saves my mistakes for me to review, so I'm constantly improving. Before Babbel, I thought I just wasn't good with languages. But now I'm speaking French. Tout ça, c'est grâce à Babbel.
Save up to 50% on your Babbel subscription when you sign up at Babbel.com. Babbel.com.
That red talkback mic on the free iHeart app could win you something amazing.
The iHeart Awards in LA.
Plus, it's the fastest way to get your voice on your favorite station.
Thanks, guys. Love you.
I love you guys. Have a good day.
Try the talkback mic now. Just open the free iHeartRadio app.
Hurt in the game? We tough it out. Feel exhausted? We push on. Feeling down? We pull ourselves up by the bootstraps. But there are times when bootstraps aren't enough. When stress gets to us and we need to talk to someone about what we're really going through. So we're going to reach out because sometimes mental health is not a one-person job. Visit loveyourmindtoday.org. That's loveyourmindtoday.org. Brought to you by the Huntsman Mental Health Institute and the Ad Council.
Champions don't disappear. They reload. And the 2026 Atlanta Braves are ready.
Chopping toward another playoff run. The Mountains home for Braves baseball, ESPN Asheville. Brought to you by Parks Ford of Hendersonville.
Good morning, guys. I just want to warn you, traffic is tough out there.
We are here for you to tell you how to keep safe.
Everybody who is listening needs to take cover as soon as they can.
To provide the music, talk, and sports you love. And to deliver the news that matters to you. We are the voices you can trust. We are live and local. We are America's broadcasters. Text radio to 52886 and tell Congress you depend on your local radio stations.
Message and data rates may apply. You may receive up to 4 messages a month, and you may text STOP to STOP.
This message furnished by the National Association of Broadcasters.
You might not know this, but at the Ingalls Bakery, we actually bake things. Like crusty breads, delicious apple fritters, cakes for any occasion. And did we mention the cookies? It's all in the bag. Ingalls. Low prices. Love the savings.
Clarissa sells WNC as the #1 team in Buncombe County. We have the customer service experience to assist you in achieving your real estate goals. Our team offers something that 90% of listings in our market won't have, Zillow Showcase. Check us out at clarissasellswnc.com.
Do better, be better every day. That's the Parks Promise. Our mission, to improve lives with every interaction. This is JW, General Manager at Parks Ford Hendersonville. Experience the Parks Promise today at parksfordhendersonville.com. That's parksfordhendersonville.com.
Boy, you must be outside your mind.
The Sportsocracy.
Just a bit outside. He tried the corner and missed.
Welcome back into the program, and today is a big day in the sports world, Jeremy. It's not just the start of the Masters, but today is also the day that tickets are officially available for the 2028 Summer Olympics in L.A. And helpful hint, you can't get any of them. That I think that is the main message of the day. So they opened up all these lotteries and stuff last month, I think it was. And so, like, L.A. residents have been able to sign up and get into the lottery and get their tickets for $28 a seat or whatever. You know, the cheapest tickets are $28. There's some tickets that are like $200. People are losing their minds like they've never been to a sporting event before. Because I see that and I go, well, are you new? Are you new to the sporting event game, or
I paid more than $200 for a ticket to see Syracuse football last year. First day.
Right. Of course, the $28 tickets will not last long. The first lottery, it all filled up, and they got rid of all those tickets. Now there's another one, and they're going to keep doing these in succession to make sure that, you know, local hardworking people can get their hands on these $28 tickets.
Local hardworking people. I thought you said it was in L.A.
Oh yeah, that's right.
That doesn't exist.
I forgot. Okay, so
it's like saying common sense in Washington D.C. They don't have that.
I think it's cute that they try to do the whole "we're protecting the consumer" thing.
No,
when we all know how this is going.
No, you're not. You don't care about us.
No.
Don't act like you do.
No.
You don't. I know it. You know it.
Well, the problem is there's no real safeguard that you can put in place. Anyway, that makes sense. That would be, you know, financially feasible or, you know, whatever. You can't make it, quote unquote, fair game for everybody.
Does anybody actually want to go watch the Olympics in person?
100%.
Why?
I would rather do that than go to the Super Bowl. If I was going to L.A., I would rather do that than go to the Super Bowl.
Maybe this is because I'm tired. That's the single craziest thing you've ever said to me.
I'm sure.
What event at the Olympics are you going, this is an absolute bucket list? I went to L.A. to watch the 100-meter dash.
That'd be fun.
Why? Yay, go guy I've never heard of. Woo! I don't understand people watching it at their house. I really don't understand you getting in a car or on an airplane to go, let's go spend vacation watching women's volleyball. Okay. Maybe that one I understand.
That's what she said.
Women's volleyball. Okay.
I was thinking, if you get creative, you can think of fun things to do.
That's end of message. Only one.
I feel like you'd have a much better vantage point for whatever you were trying to watch.
Tommy HTTC, he's got a good point. Now, if you'd let me loose in Olympic Village back in my single days, okay, now I understand why I flew to L.A. Bunch of in-shape people that are just looking to get up with the get-down. Okay. Singles night in Olympic Village? Yep. Understand how you did that.
Mm-hmm.
Going to watch Katie Ledecky go for another gold medal in swimming?
Let's go.
Katie Ledecky's day job could be mailman at iHeart Asheville, and I would not know who she was.
Mm-hmm.
They'd hand me a package, and I'd go, thank you, ma'am, for your service to this great country.
She's a real American hero, and don't you ever forget it.
If you say so. My story is about an event that I actually would pay to go see, the Masters. Everybody talks about the pimento cheese. They talk about the golf. They talk about the course. There's a lot of things people talk about. But there is one element of the Masters that makes it far superior to the Olympics and all these other lame-ass events that people want to go see. They have a policy not a lot of people know about.
Mm-hmm.
You can't use a cell phone anywhere.
Out.
You cannot use your cell phone on the grounds of Augusta National.
You just took possibly going to the Masters from like, oh my God, we should do that, to I will never do that.
Okay.
Why would I want to do that?
I think you're looking at this the wrong way.
Okay.
In a world where we're surrounded by 22-year-old goobers who can't take their snooter out of their phone, can you imagine being on one of the most pristine grounds in the world and nobody is loudly talking on their stupid cell phone? For me, that's what heaven is. Like, when I die, I hope that's where I go, to a big golf course where nobody's allowed to have a cell phone. That's beautiful. And yesterday, they enforced it on someone that's kind of funny. Does the name Mark Calcavecchia mean anything to you?
He's like a champion, isn't he?
He won the Open Championship in 1989.
Okay.
He was playing a practice round on Wednesday.
Mm-hmm.
Some of the guys will do that. They get Wednesday to play. I think you get Tuesday and Wednesday to play on the course, and you schedule a practice round. You can bring somebody with you. You get a guest, so they can play with you to help you hone in. So some of these guys will bring old champions that have played the course a bunch of times because they know where all the bodies are buried on this golf course. Well, Calcavecchia's got to be – he's got to be in his 70s.
Yes, I would say so.
Well, apparently his phone rang at some point, and he took it out of his bag, and he answered it. And do you know what they did? They told him to put the head covers on the clubs and get out.
Nice.
I love it.
65.
I think it's awesome.
He's 65.
I think it's awesome. I wish every golf course did this. Because there is little in this life that annoys me more than the guy that has the Bluetooth speaker that's attached to his stupid golf cart that's about 14 transfusions in, that's playing behind me with his 7 stock trader idiot friends. That got personal.
Yeah, it did.
I saw a face. I saw it.
Hence,
and look,
hence another thing that makes me go, yeah, this is why I continue to say golf sucks. Like,
golf is awesome.
No, let's not.
Golf is awesome. The problem is that as it gets more and more mainstream, we get more and more people that try to make golf something that it's not.
See, but it should be, shouldn't it? I mean, there's a reason that they did the live thing, was because it doesn't register with everybody.
If you want to do that, no. Okay, hold on. Let's back the old truth trolley up here. If you're playing on a public course, I don't care what you do. I don't care if you come out here with a boombox on your shoulder like you're in Say Anything there, John Cusack. You do whatever the hell you want to do. If I'm paying $200 a round, and your Bluetooth speaker is even within earshot of me, I should be allowed to tee one up and fire at you.
All right,
and
I can see that.
If you push me far enough, I just might.
Sure. Just one of those things. But like I say,
that is the whole point of joining.
If I was going to this golf tournament, I would have to have my cell phone. There's nothing to do out here.
Yeah, watch the golf and enjoy nature. And that's coming from the guy that doesn't like outside.
Gross. That's disgusting. No.
What? Go to one of the most beautiful places in the world. Watch the best golfers in the world play this beautiful sport. And you don't have to be playing Angry Birds the whole time going, hey, I wonder what my wife's doing. She'll survive.
Once again.
She'll be fine for a day. She got 7 hours of sleep last night. Let her be.
The barrier of golf. Just. I mean, Mark Calcavelli.
I literally tied like the entire morning.
I mean, it's not like he kicked out Tiger Woods, but hey, we'd kick him out anyway.
Well, I mean, they kicked out Tiger Woods because he showed up and went, what for are we here? Do you know? And they went,
which hole do I hit it in?
well, you too many, Tiger. That's why you're here.
Just take a chill pill. I mean, no, don't. You already did that.
That take and pill should not be in any phrase that you say to Tiger Woods at this point.
Oh, God.
Build 1,000 bridges. Bridge builder.
Just for using the cell phone. Wow.
Take 7 Ambien and drive a car. Tiger Woods. If you ever want to know all of your life's goal, your achievements and things, just remember, one police camera from the back of a cruiser can get you. Also, don't call the sitting president to get you out of a DUI. We haven't talked about this because we were off when it happened. Don't do that. Just don't do that. I would give a lot of money to have heard that conversation.
Mm-hmm.
Donald, cop car I am. I don't know what you want me to do. I'm doing things. Sounds like you were too. You should stop right now.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Okay. There's a Shanahanism in the comments, and maybe you can help me make sense of it. Mr. Kevin Mullen with another Shanahan.
I can't wait to hear you try to read that.
I mean, I can read it. They're all words. I don't understand what any of them mean. Kyle Shanahan to Mike Vrabel.
Replying to the Rossini drama.
Yes. It says, how do you turn a fox to an elephant? Marry it.
He's going to get that one on the way home.
I don't get it. Yeah, she didn't get it either.
I'm going to say 2 words, and I bet it'll make it make sense. Oink.
Is Vrabel's wife a big fat person? I don't understand the thought here.
Roll on, highway. Roll on along. I'll explain it to you in the commercial break.
Why are we making fun of him?
Let me get my crayons, and I'll try to explain it to you.
I don't understand. Question.
Bill Workman just narrowed it down in the chat.
Who gives a oh. Now, see, the question was the part that good job on that.
Yeah. That's
the question was the part that you should have been concerned about.
It was. That's why I let you read it.
Okay.
It's just asking a simple question of if in football the ball goes in the air, who would you rather deal with it to get it back on the ground? Cristiano Ronaldo or Diana Rossini?
Okay. Anyway.
Thank you, Kevin Mullen.
Yeah.
You want to talk about a hero? You talking about Katie Ledecky? Kevin Mullen. Hero.
Okay.
Hero.
All right. It's a poor job. Poor job by you. Yeah.
Red Sea said this joke's not going anywhere anytime soon.
No, it's not.
We know. We talked about it at the production meeting this morning. Oh, you know what the chat's going to be today? Whole bunch of jokes. Probably about 100 of them.
Sure.
Probably about 100 of them an hour.
We got A-plus mock drafts of the NFC East starting up after the top of the hour break here. We will run through all of the teams in the division. What is your best possible scenario at each and every pick? We've been doing them for we've done the AFC. What do we do? The AFC East, the AFC South, and the NFC South. We'll keep working on the A-plus mock drafts through the rest of it. What are you doing over
there? Mind your business. Keep the show running. I'm just enjoying the joke with the people that got it.
Well, good. Good. I'm glad you guys are having a laugh.
And Kevin did send out a shot across the bow. That was just a warm-up. We're still in the layup line. Wait till I start getting threes up in quarter 2, bro.
Nice. We're going to start the training of replacement officials in May. Too late?
No.
I feel like you should be doing that now.
No,
I feel like we should already be doing this.
No, because the NFL's already gotten out in front of this and said, yeah, if we wind up with replacement officials, replay's going to get a lot bigger. A lot bigger.
Mm-hmm.
You saw that, right? At the owners' meetings, they said, yeah, if we wind up with replacement officials, we'll make a lot more things reviewable.
Absolutely.
Good. And you know what should happen from there? You should look at the old officials and go, your services are no longer required. Because I could throw a meat-covered robot on this field, and that camera is going to see it.
Okay. All right. I feel like those names we should already have the names. We should already have the camps laid out. We should just start rolling with this now. What could another month of training hurt? I mean, is the league really afraid of how that's going to look to the union? Because I'm pretty sure you've taken all of the steps so far to basically tell the union to go falafel themselves. Like, right, I mean, we've already said, okay, just coming out and saying that you'll do replacement refs was a shot across the bow. Then you had the league owners meetings, and they went ahead and said, yes, we will use more replay if we're going to use these officials. And now the statement is we're going to wait to train officials.
How long do you think it takes to train an official? Because it's not like they're bringing in Bob the mailman. These are guys that are officials. They know how to call this game.
Well, if they do, then why are we having the discussion in the first place?
With a union, you didn't want to just go out. We gave you every opportunity to come to our terms. Mm-hmm. You didn't. Those of you that want to negotiate, more power to you. If you don't, out you go. Because I'll be honest with you, I fully believe the difference between when this happened in the 2010s and now is that with the advent of replay, we figured out how bad the actual officials are.
Mm-hmm.
So now we're just looking for a reason to amp up the sky judge, amp up all these other things, but the union won't let it happen. Okay, here's how we do away with that. Get rid of the union.
Mm-hmm.
This is Econ 101. If a union has too much power, how do you eradicate it? Get rid of the union. Make the working environment so untenable that they don't want to work in it. They'll take care of themselves.
Yep.
That's exactly what they're doing. We don't want to agree to anything you're proposing to us. Great. You're not the only officials in the world. We'll go rob the Big 12, the SEC, and the Big 10, and we'll be just fine. Now, officiating in college football, probably going to take a bit of a... That's where you'll see it.
Mm-hmm.
The NFL is going to cherry pick the best that they can get that aren't in that union.
Of course. As they should.
For sure. For what officials make, are you kidding me? They make roughly $10,000 a week. Every football fan in the world would sign up for that.
Mm-hmm.
And you're the most hated people in the sport, and nobody would care.
You start Referee University right now. We've
said that on this show for how many years?
We've got a whole damn campus, and we've got a whole mess of syllabi to hand out. And we're going to go over every inch of the record book. You'll know it inside and out. You'll be more prepared for this than financial advisor is for the Series 7 exam. Like, you're going to know this inside and out.
I remember when my wife was studying for that.
It ain't no joke.
If you pass the Series 7, you can pass the bar. Straight up.
Mm-hmm. It ain't no joke. So that's why I say, why even wait? Why are we not doing this now? Why'd you just not go, hey, Referee 101 just open for business?
I guess I don't understand what your aversion. Why would you do it now? You don't need that long. I need to make sure you're in shape. I also need to make sure you're not dead by the end of the year.
Mm-hmm.
And you start in April and go all the way to February.
But see, I think this
that's
should be
aggressive.
This should be like a whole program.
I said that for years.
A year-round thing where when you're not working in the off, or when you're not working in the season on the road doing all of the things, you're back at home practicing, putting in reps, watching tape, watching trends, doing all of the, going through every code of the NFL handbook. And you will know it inside and out. How many times did we say about the referees last year in the NFL? Like, how did you not know that was a rule?
It's ironic you said that, though. We hit the super chat button.
Okay.
That thing you just said, also how Mike Vrabel and Diana Rossini know each other. That was super chat from Red Sea. I didn't know how I was going to say it, and then you did it.
You're in the Sportsocracy, and this is ESPN Asheville A+ mock drafts coming up next.
ESPN Asheville, your mountain weather forecast.
Temperatures will get warmer into the weekend. In the meantime, some sunshine today with a light breeze out of the south and southeast and a high close to 69. And then with a clear sky and light winds overnight, the low should dip down into the upper 30s. More dry weather tomorrow. Expect sunshine with a high of 77 and a beautiful weekend on tap for Saturday and Sunday with sunshine each afternoon, light winds, and high temperatures right around 80 degrees. I'm Jeff Marr from the Weather Channel.
This report sponsored by the experts at Howard Hanna Beverly Hanks Real Estate, the real estate leader in Western North Carolina.
Howard Hanna Beverly Hanks Real Estate is not like other real estate companies. They're built differently. As the #1 family-owned real estate company in the U.S., proven expertise and personalized service delivers results. Let them show you how at Howard Hanna Beverly Hanks.
Did you know about 1 in 3 people with plaque psoriasis may also develop psoriatic arthritis, which causes joint pain, stiffness, and swelling? Does this sound like you? Listen to what it sounds like to be 1,000,000 miles away. Tremfya guselkumab, taken by injection, is a prescription medicine for adults with moderate to severe plaque psoriasis who may benefit from taking injections or pills or phototherapy, and for adults with active psoriatic arthritis. Serious allergic reactions and increased risk of infections and liver problems may occur. Before treatment, your doctor should check you for infections and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor if you have an infection, flu-like symptoms, or if you need a vaccine. Imagine being 1,000,000 miles away. Explore what's possible. Ask your doctor about Tremfya. Visit Tremfya.com or call 1-800-526-7736.
Joe Buck and John Smoltz welcoming you back to the City Center Convenience Mart. Uh-oh. She's looking at the cigarettes, but she just grabs the gum off the counter. Stand Up to Cancer and Rally want you to reduce your risk for cancer. Go to takeahealthystand.org.
I'm Coley Duffy.
I'm Cody Ward.
And
we're the Chainsaw Brothers.
Actually, we're cousins. A few days after Helene, we was in the driveway having a couple beers, waiting on the power to come back on. And we heard so many people calling, needing trees removed, and couldn't afford it.
So I called my dad to borrow a chainsaw, and over the next few months, we cleared trees for our neighbors. Our business was born out of wanting to help Western North Carolina get back on our feet.
We are fully insured and licensed. We keep our promises, meaning if we say we're going to be there, we'll be there. In these parts, we live how we were raised.
When you call the Chainsaw Brothers, you're not a customer, you're family. We're good at what we do, and we do it for a reasonable cost.
For all your chainsaw needs, call the Chainsaw Brothers. 828-316-1013. Or find us on Facebook. See how we treat our family.
Are you still covered up with storm damage and debris?
Call us about our daily rates at 828-316-1013. That's 828-316-1013. We're the Chainsaw Brothers, and with our neighbors, we are Western North Carolina strong.
Woohoo!
At Ingalls, we know that fresh means local. The best ingredients don't come from a world away. They come from your own backyard. From the farms we support, to the stores we love, to the tables you treasure. Ingalls, we're with you every step of the way.
Clarissa sells WNC as the #1 team in Buncombe County. We have the customer service experience to assist you in achieving your real estate goals. Our team offers something that 90% of listings in our market won't have, Zillow Showcase. Check us out at clarissasellswnc.com.
News Radio 570 WWNC, now on FM. Yeah, we're now on AM and FM. It's too much news for one band. News Radio 570 WWNC, now on 92.9 FM.
We are strong, we are resilient, and we will get through this together. But these are stressful times, and it's important to also practice good self-care. It's normal to feel overwhelmed, anxious, or afraid, but there is hope. Reach out to someone, connect with your friends, stay in touch with your community, and know that you are not alone. Learn more at wearebroadcasters.com/hope. Furnished by the National Association of Broadcasters and this station.
This is J.W. Whitley, General Manager at Parks Ford of Hendersonville. Our value of urgency, timely, responsive, focused, prioritizing you as our customer and the community that we serve to do better, be better every day. That's the Parks Promise. Experience the Parks Promise today at parksfordhendersonville.com.
ESPN Asheville. Yeah. WPEK Fairview. WMXF Waynesville. An iHeart radio station. Guaranteed human. The Sportsocracy.
It fires me up, man. I love it. Say it one more time.
The Sportsocracy.
Shake it back!
Beer City's best sports talk.
It is gross.
Just earlier.
They are mature, actually. You just have to get to know them better.
Your lunchtime dose of dumbassery. Live from the Ingalls studio.
We are back in the Sportsocracy. It is ESPN Asheville. We're heard everywhere on the iHeart Radio app. We are seen everywhere on the YouTubes. Just go to the sportsocracy.com. Click the live video link, subscribe to the channel, and that way you can join us in the chat. It's the best way to get in touch with the program each and every day. Super chats make that big farty noise over there on Jeremy's microphone. So he's not abluting himself. It's the super chat noise that he can't stop from happening.
And I can't I can't.
We can't read the next one.
Well, I mean, it's a big one. So I feel like Kevin knows exactly what he did here because I feel like I have to read it, but I don't know how to read that.
Mm-hmm. It's pretty explicit. I don't know. I haven't been able to study it yet. We'll pass it and come back to it. We'll clean it up for
because we're gonna have to. I can answer the question that he asked, and we're gonna find some way to say that. It may have to be completely rewritten, but we'll find a way. AJ Halsey's in for a top 30 visit in Seattle. What are your thoughts? I love AJ Halsey. That's a player, when you start flipping through the mullet, our 2026 NFL draft guide, you're going to see his name in a lot of places because I love him. And I don't love the safety class. There are a bunch that have potential, but as for one that's going to come in and play right away, Halsey's one of 3.
Okay.
That's it. Mm-hmm. Because for me, it's Caleb Downs, it's Emmanuel McNeil, and A.J. Halsey. And everybody else from there is a projection. Like, I like Kamari Ramsey. I don't love him off the jump.
Okay. A.J. Halsey.
He can be I will say a more athletic, less instinctive version of Brian Branch. Because he's going to play in the slot, too. I mean, at this point, that's what you're getting. When you get a safety, you're looking at them going, hey, because we're going to play 3 of them. A lot of teams are going to that, and Seattle's one of them.
All right, fair enough. A-plus mock drafts, the NFC East today. We did the AFC East yesterday. So since we started in the Big Apple yesterday, we have to start in the Big Apple today with the New York Football Giants.
I believe I have figured out how to read this this Kevin Mullen super chat.
Okay.
Dan Orsini making breakfast.
You want me to play the sound?
Yes, that's a good idea. Dan Orsini making breakfast. Mike Vrabel enters. Scene left.
Mm-hmm.
They have a discussion, after which they get up with a get-down. Post-coital, Rossini says, thank you. Vrabel says, for what? She says the egg timer was broken. Does it not work if I just say it smarter?
I don't. I mean, I don't know. I don't know, but we'll find out when the phone rings.
I also want to figure out. Gary Birch. I don't know. I can't. That one I can't say. But you do win the day.
Mm-hmm. Very good. A+ mock draft for the New York Giants.
Kevin Finn said we'll find out next commercial break.
Yeah, they have the number 5 pick overall.
Come down here and say Howard Stern did this for 25 years. You're telling me I can't do this on an AM station in Asheville, North Carolina? I don't believe you.
Number 5 pick in the draft, and you're convinced they need to go running back.
Well, my argument with the New York Giants has always been the same thing. If it's not Jeremiyah Love, who is it? It's a basic question.
Mm-hmm.
And if you got an answer, I'll happily listen to it. Up until this point, nobody has given me an answer that I go, yeah, that's the one.
It's not Caleb Downs.
Caleb Downs,
first
of all, Caleb Downs plays a position that's risky at 5 anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Then you get into the injury issues. Then you get into how exactly does he fit with Holland. So is he a box safety and now Holland's going to be a single over the top? Because that's not really how Harbaugh's ever played.
Mm-hmm.
Anthony Weaver's never really played that way. There's just a lot of he can like him as much as he wants to. It doesn't really change the fact that the fit doesn't make a ton of sense.
Mm-hmm. Let's see. It's not David Bailey if he were to fall.
I don't think David Bailey gets out of the top 5. I think your top 4 are pretty well set in stone. I believe it will be Mendoza, Reese, Bailey, Styles. So any of those, I don't believe are going to be an option. And once that's the case, it really boils down to, are we taking Jeremiyah Love? Are we taking Caleb Downs? There is a single but with Caleb Downs. That's enough for me to go, nope, Jeremiyah Love.
Okay.
Because I don't see starting running back out of Cam Scatterbo. I never did. I didn't see it last year while he was grunting his way through the season. The one name that I would listen to is Mansoor Delane. If Harbaugh was just all in on getting that true number 1 corner, I would listen on Mansoor Delane. I don't think they would go that route because to me he's not – I love Delane. I don't think he's a top 5 guy. I think he's a top 10 guy.
Mm-hmm.
I'm very weird about top 5 picks. I have to take top 5 prospects up there because those are the guys that get you fired.
Right.
You reach even a little bit up there and you're Elemento fired.
Mm-hmm. All right, so Jeremiyah Love at number 5. Then the Giants come up again at 37 in the second round.
This is where it gets cute of, do I attack the offensive line or do I take a couple swings at the offensive line later? And I'm not going to say there's a right or a wrong answer here. If you don't go corner here, you're not going to get one. Not one that can start in year 1.
Mm-hmm.
Which one do you value to be a bigger need for the New York Giants?
I'm not so sure the line is the greatest of needs.
Okay, so who do you trust on that offensive line for the Giants? Andrew Thomas, if he can stay healthy, which he has not done.
Andrew Thomas, I mean,
I like Illuminor for a year.
Fine. I think everybody's fine.
I don't think the guards are fine. I think the guards are awful.
Okay.
Oh, we signed Daniel Faalele. Awesome. He's not good. He wasn't good in Baltimore, which is significantly better up and down the line than the Giants are.
Mm-hmm.
And John Michael Schmitz has just never become what I wanted him to be.
Yeah. And my other choice was what?
So you can either go corner, where you're starting Greg Newsome and Paulson Adebo right now. I think Adebo's a 2 and Newsome's a reserve. And I've long thought that.
I mean, That's probably where my head would be at.
And that's where mine was at, too, which is why I went Brandon Cisse.
Okay.
Corner out of South Carolina.
Yeah.
I just think it gets, as you go up and down the list of corners in this class, there's not many that are true, honest-to-God starters. So you got Delane, who you would have to take at 5. Everything I'm hearing right now is McCoy has done enough to get himself back up into that top 10 to 15 range. And then it's very dependent on who you talk to. There are some people that really like Colton Hood. Some people don't like him at all. Avion Terrell, I'm universally hearing second round. Then I get to Brandon Cisse and just go, this kid's a freak. And he's not even legal to buy a beer right now.
Mm-hmm. And if he's still available at 37, New York could do worse than taking him.
I would be shocked if he wasn't. So let me ask you this. Which one would you like better? Would you rather go Delane at 5 and Mike Washington Jr. at 37, or go Jeremiyah Love and Brandon Cisse?
Jeremiyah Love and Brandon Cisse.
Exactly what I said.
Yes.
As I was doing this, because, see, the Giants are in a different boat than a lot of these other teams because they don't have a third-round pick.
Mm-hmm.
So now I got to wait all the way to the beginning of day 3.
There's only one team that I look at with that stands in the way of that, and that's Seattle at 32. Because I feel like Brandon Cisse really would be nice in that Seattle secondary.
He's not quite as big as they like. Now, that's not a steadfast rule.
Mm-hmm.
But I do look at Seattle as Seattle's the team the Giants, no matter which way they go here, Seattle's the team they're looking at going, whichever one I don't take, I'm afraid they're going to take the one I want. Because if I take Jeremiyah Love, I'm worried about Mike Washington at 32.
Yeah.
But I'm worried less about I am worried less about Cisse than I would be about Mike Washington.
Okay. All right. And then the Giants come back up
105.
105. Fourth round.
So now I've got the running back, I've got the corner. This is a gross spot for offensive line for me because you're looking Markel Bell, Billy Schroth, Cage Casey, a lot of those guys that I like. Casey, I like him as a guard more than a tackle, but
that's a big old guard.
That's a big guard.
He's 6'7", right?
6'8".
6'8". Excuse me.
He's a giant guard.
Yeah.
I'm just afraid he's so stiff on the outside that he's going to be a turnstile against speed.
Yeah.
But this is kind of where offensive line goes to die. So the Giants, to me, if you don't go Ian Acher or Basantis or one of those guys in the second round, you're almost going to have to kick that can down the road and start taking shots at, well, this guy's not everything we want him to be, but maybe in this scenario we can pair guard A with Lele and Runyon's the backup, and we're fine. So that's what I did. And at the start of the fourth round, Skylar Bell out of UConn.
Okay.
I really like that kid. I am afraid that if he has to play a lot on the outside, that you're going to see him get pressed with a safety over the top, and that can really disarm him. You know how you take that away? Put him on the opposite side of Malik Neighbors. Or put Malik Neighbors in the slot on the inside of him, and then he can deploy on the outside because you can't press him because the safety has to go over the top of Malik Neighbors.
Okay.
And that's the way offense works. You're trying to pull the eyes and pull the bodies away to get a one-on-one matchup that you like. If I've got Skylar Bell on the outside or even in the slot, as long as nobody gets their hands on him, I feel pretty good about it because he is thin.
All right, let's go to 145 in the fifth round.
Now I'm looking at which lineman. Do I go J.C. Davis, who I could potentially play tackle, or do I just take a hardball guard in Bo Stevens? The kid out of Iowa that, I mean, he plays, everything's forward. The negative of that is that Jackson Dart, you know that thing we said about you should probably stop running so much? With him and Daniel Faalele, you're not going to. Because those are both forward guards. They do not rock back into pass sets well. And so that puts a big onus on Andrew Thomas and on Jermaine Illuminor. It's a risk, But, I mean, I waited till 145. Mm-hmm. I had bigger needs. I've got to have playmakers for Jackson Dart because right now I have Malik Neighbors and nothing else that makes me feel warm and fuzzy. They've had Darius Slayton for years. I'm not saying I don't like him, but there's nothing about him that makes me go, yeah, he's going to make my quarterback better. He hasn't made any of the others better. Why would I think he's going to do it with this one? And then you get here and go, oh, we're going to run a lot. It's just Jeremiyah Love, I hate to tell you this, but you're going to see 350 touches in year one. Minimum.
I mean, you got Cam, too.
Don't care. Because Cam's probably going to see $150.
Yeah.
I mean, this would be one of the most run-heavy teams in the league, which is why I wanted a deep threat receiver, why I got Skylar Bell, why I wanted Jeremiyah Love. I didn't want to risk it with Washington because I think Washington's more raw. Mm-hmm. But those 4 picks together, yeah, I feel good about that.
Okay.
And I think I have addressed the 4 biggest needs, and now I can just kind of go down the bunny hole.
I was going to say, what, are you throwing darts at the 3-6 round picks that the Giants have?
It's not so much throwing darts. I mean, I need a linebacker.
Taking swings, better than throwing darts.
I need a linebacker.
Yeah.
Think about the way the Giants have played, or the Ravens played over the years. One that's mobile but can thump. Red Murdoch out of Buffalo.
Okay, that's your 186.
Yes. Then at 192, I'm going to go Nolan Rucci, offensive tackle out of Penn State. I don't want him to play for a year at all. Like, even if somebody gets hurt, it's not Nolan Rucci. Because I'm going to need him. You're going to have to get a ballerina or a ballet instructor or something to come out here and teach him that, hey, when your feet move, your body should probably go the same way. But if you ever figure that out, that kid's got a lot of talent.
All right, and then they have 193.
Tyree West. The smaller of the defensive tackles from Tennessee. I think he's probably a 3-4 defensive end. And with the Giants, that's where I think he would slot in. Because they have a lot of, Nunez Roches, and I can't remember who the other one is. I need gap fillers that can take up space for Abdul Carter and Kayvon Thibodeau. And I think Tyree West can do that in a year.
All right.
If you get a starter from 160 on in this class, if you find a starter there, your GM either got real lucky or he's real smart.
Okay. All right, there's your A-plus mock draft for the New York Giants. We'll take a quick break here in the Sportsocracy. It's ESPN Asheville.
This season isn't a reset, it's a reminder. The champions don't disappear. They reload, and the 2026 Atlanta Braves are ready.
And a piercing shot to deep left field, and all the way gone!
The Atlanta Braves are back, chopping toward another playoff run.
Here comes some late-night dynamite here at Truist Park!
The Mountains' home for Braves baseball is ESPN Asheville. Proudly brought to you by Parks Ford of Hendersonville.
Some people won't give you the real talk on drugs, but it's time we know the facts. Fentanyl is killing people. It's a powerful opioid, often made illegally and commonly mixed with illicit drugs. It can even be pressed into counterfeit pills that resemble prescription medications. Just 2 milligrams, about the size of a few grains of sand, could potentially be lethal. This isn't an ad to scare you, but it is an ad to make you think twice. Get the facts. Go to realdealonfentanyl.com. This message is brought to you by the Ad Council.
With iHeart, everything you hear is guaranteed human. That's why 78% of listeners trust their favorite radio host's product recommendations. If you manage a business or need to drive sales, that trust goes a long way. Call 844-844-iHeart. Again, that's 844-844-iHeart.
April is prime sports time.
Launches at 3, got it.
And iHeartRadio has you locked in. Start your day with Fox Sports Radio's Dan Patrick, getting you caught up on the biggest stories.
You got some interesting scenarios here.
Then find your favorite baseball team hitting the diamond.
Grand slam for Mookie Betts.
Or dive into mock draft season with NFL Daily.
We know Mendoza's going number 1. Who do you have at number 2?
From NBA and NHL playoffs to the draft podium, we've got you covered. Open the iHeartRadio app, search sports, and listen now.
I'm Scarlett Johansson. My family relied on public assistance to help provide meals for us. These meals fueled my involvement in theater and the arts as a child, which fostered my love for acting. The Feeding America network of food banks helps millions of people put food on the table. You can join the movement to end hunger by donating, volunteering, and advocating. Because when people are fed, futures are nourished. Join the movement to end hunger at feedingamerica.org/actnow.
Brought to you by Feeding America and the Ad Council.
63 Americans a day die by gun suicide. By storing our guns safely, locked, unloaded, and away from ammo, we can give our loved ones a second chance at life. Learn more at endfamilyfire.org. Brought to you by Brady and the Ad Council.
Champions don't disappear. They reload. And the 2026 Atlanta Braves are ready.
Chopping toward another playoff run. The Mountains home for Braves baseball, ESPN Asheville. Brought to you by Parks Ford of Hendersonville.
At Ingalls, we celebrate the amazing women who show the world exactly what it means to throw like a girl, hit like a girl, play like a girl, and dream like a girl. Ingalls, we're with you every step of the way.
Selling your home? Don't settle for average. Our real estate team at Clarissa Sells WNC and eXp Realty offers Zillow Showcase, an exclusive AI-powered listing experience available to just the top 10% of all listings in our area. With immersive media, cutting-edge design, and elevated marketing, Showcase listings, they go pending quicker and sell for up to $9,000 more than standard listings. Ready to stand out in a crowded market? Give our team a call today, 828-774-6343, because your home deserves the spotlight.
All right, welcome back into the Sportsocracy. Counting down the days to the 2026 NFL Draft. It is your Draftmas Central. The mullet has been working hard on the mullet. The 2026 NFL Draft Guide, the ultimate NFL Draft Guide.
So here's what's in this thing. We've been kind of vague about it. We got 200 player profiles, and here's why I settled on that number. There are 200 guys in this class that I feel very safe are going to get drafted. From there, it gets a little wooski. We have 300 more that Bill Workman has ranked, put a little blurb to, so if your team takes them, you know kind of what you're getting. We also have, and this is where mine is different from, I think, every other one of these that people do. We've got team-centric pages. So we talk about what your team needs. We do your 7-round A-plus perfect mock draft. Some of them are exactly how they have been on radio. Some of them are not. We also chart what we did, how we did that, the players we were looking at, to fill the positions of need at each individual selection. And then we explain it. And there's a big thing of this is how we got there. And then we've got some fantasy football stuff. We've got the teams, the Amon-Ra team, the Josh Rosen team. There's a nice little note from me that proves that I actually do indeed have a heart, and I can say nice things to people.
But in order to read it, you're going to have to buy the mullet.
Yes.
If you want to find out how sensitive Jeremy can be for an entire 6 paragraphs, then you're going to need to purchase the mullet. It's,
9, you jackal.
The ultimate NFL draft guide from at the NFL Draft Nerd, Jeremy Green. Stay tuned for details on how to get your copy. We have a super chat that we got to get to.
Show me the money, money. Show me.
And this one comes from our good friend, Kevin the Mullet, apparently. They used to call him Kevin Mullet back in school, which is, of course they did. Kevin Mullen with another Shanahan-ananism. He says, Kyle Shanahan wonders, so if 2 is a twosome and 3 is a threesome, I guess that's why everybody calls me handsome. Question, on draft night, anything special for dinner? Steaks, wings, or the like? Well, for us, it's media food.
It's whatever they decide to. They get a big trough.
Usually some sort of Italian seasoned chicken and a salad.
I will say, they love feeding us chicken. I swear to you, I think the NFL looks at it and goes, there are only 9 days a year. that we can make sure these gluttons are not eating fast food or gas station hot dogs. So we're going to go a little fancy.
Mm-hmm.
Now, as for that weekend, we have hammered down some of the details. As per usual, we will do a full day 3 draft coverage. Don't know why that was so hard for me to say. From the house in Pittsburgh.
Mm-hmm.
We'll all be there.
Mm-hmm.
We're looking very forward to that. That one's going to be wild. We got a lot of people coming in for this one. That's rapid fire. It's really informal. Night 1, obviously, will be on Radio Row. We haven't 100% figured out what we're going to do with night 2. We have more people than we can get behind the rope. So we don't know what to do with that. And we will also have radio shows noon to 3 Eastern on Thursday and Friday.
Mm-hmm. We will not be carrying the Braves game that day, that Thursday. Just I'm going to throw that out there. Just prepare all Braves fans right now for that 12:40 start on draft night will not be happening on this here radio station.
Nope.
We will have the coverage from you from Pittsburgh. On the Ingles Living the Dream Tour. Could not do it without Ingles Supermarket's low prices. Love the savings. Great time to go and save up some gas points, if you ask me.
For sure.
It's always a good time for that. But there was a study that came out yesterday. We talked about it on the morning show this morning that it was something like the average kid in America is going to cost you $300,000 to feed throughout its formidable years. Maybe a year. Can confirm. That's a big old number. But that also means that is 300,000 fuel points if you spend it all at Ingles. So there you go. Low prices. Love the savings. All right, Jeremy. Firming up the dates of the draft trip for us. We appreciate that.
Yes, we will be traveling on Tuesday and Wednesday.
Mm-hmm.
So those will be the mock draft shows. If this is your first Draftmas, allow me to explain a couple things that go into the draft that a lot of people don't know. So my mock draft has to be out somewhere by noon on Thursday to be in the media contest. Maybe you see where the problem could lie there. Our draft show starts at noon on draft day.
Mm-hmm.
So the 2 previous days are the mock draft days. So we'll have big pre-recorded live draft shows. It's Tuesday and Wednesday. It is what it is. We can't control our time slot. We also have events in Pittsburgh that we have to do across these things. Then we'll be live Thursday and Friday from Pittsburgh. There was something else I was going to say, and halfway through that, Tank gave me a weird look. I didn't know why, and my brain went Control-Alt-Delete. Did I say something I wasn't supposed to say there?
No,
I don't think I did.
No, I'm taking it all in with everybody else.
At this point, I don't have to tell you anything. You're
Sure.
What is this, year 6? No. God, how many years have we done the draft together?
It's been a few. I mean,
what year did Carry On Johnson get drafted? Because I think that was the first one.
Oh, geez. That was 18?
I think so.
I think it was 2018. It's been a while.
Yep, 2018.
There you go. We'll take a quick break here in the Sportsocracy on ESPN Asheville, 92.9 FM, 880 AM, and 1400. It is A-plus mock draft day. Another one here in the Sportsocracy. NFC East, we will continue coming up after the break.
ESPN Asheville, your mountain weather forecast.
Temperatures will get warmer into the weekend. In the meantime, some sunshine today with a light breeze out of the south and southeast at high close to 69, and then with a clear sky and light winds overnight, The low should dip down into the upper 30s. More dry weather tomorrow. Expect sunshine with a high of 77 and a beautiful weekend on tap for Saturday and Sunday with sunshine each afternoon, light winds, and high temperatures right around 80 degrees. I'm Jeff Marr from the Weather Channel.
This report is sponsored by Stand Up to Cancer.
Joe Buck and John Smoltz welcoming you back to the City Center Convenience Mart. Uh-oh. She's looking at the cigarettes, but she just grabs the gum off the counter. Stand Up to Cancer and Rally want you to reduce your risk for cancer. Go to takeahealthystand.org.
Got something to say?
Love you.
Well, just tap the red talkback mic on the free iHeartRadio app.
Let's go.
Requests, contests, or just to say hi.
Hey, this is Heather.
Get your voice on the air fast.
I got the windows rolled down, the moonroof open.
Open the iHeartRadio app and try it now.
Are you prepared for an emergency or disaster? Because it's not a matter of if, but when. Don't find yourself saying,
I'll trust water bottles and a flashlight to save the day, but I'll be proved wrong.
With a tornado approaching, I'll realize that I like a wheelchair-accessible shelter.
When the floodwaters rise, I'll be up in the attic with 20 cans of beans. It's a recipe for disaster.
let's prepare so we all have a better story to tell. Get started at ready.gov/older-adults. Brought to you by FEMA and the Ad Council.
The 2026 general election is coming fast, and WWNC wants to talk about it. Join First News on 570's Mark Starling and Tank Spencer for Politics and Pints, April 16th at Cultivated Cocktails in Asheville, with former District 11 Republican Chair Michelle Woodhouse, former Democratic Chair Matt Ballas, Western Carolina's Dr. Chris Cooper, and Dr. Andy Jackson from the John Locke Foundation, April 16th, 6:30 to 8:30 at Cultivated Cocktails. Don't miss it.
As veterans, we're no strangers to helping others.
That's what we were taught, service before self.
But we do have one question for the veterans listening.
When was the last time you reached out for help?
If you or someone you know needs resources, whether it's for stress, finances, employment, or mental health, don't wait. Reach out.
Find more information at va.gov/reach. That's va.gov/reach.
Brought to you by the United States Department of Veterans Affairs and the Ad Council.
Selling your home? Don't settle for average. Our real estate team at Clarissa Sells WNC and eXp Realty offers Zillow Showcase, an exclusive AI-powered listing experience available to just the top 10% of all listings in our area. With immersive media, cutting-edge design, and elevated marketing, Showcase listings, they go pending quicker and sell for up to $9,000 more than standard listings. Ready to stand out in a crowded market? Give our team a call today, 828-774-6343, because your home deserves the spotlight.
This is J.W. Whitley, General Manager at Parks Ford of Hendersonville. Our value of commitment. Committed to you as our customers and the community that we serve. To do better, be better every day. That's the Parks Promise. Experience the Parks Promise today at parksfordhendersonville.com.
At Ingalls, we know that fresh means local. The best ingredients don't come from a world away. They come from your own backyard. From the farms we support, to the stores we love, to the tables you treasure. Ingalls, we're with you every step of the way.
On the weird scale, there's Vegas, there's Florida, and there's Asheville. Let's get weird, Asheville.
And welcome back into the Sportsocracy. It's a lovely day in the neighborhood. But not if your name is Keith Urban. I don't know if you know who Keith Urban is.
Wasn't he married to Nicole Kidman?
No. That's Keith Urban.
Oh.
This is Keith Irvin. Oddly enough, from Tennessee as well, though. I mean, Keith Urban's, he lives there.
I was about to say Keith Urban's not from there.
But he lives there.
You know how I know that? Because he throw another shrimp on the barbie. Never understood. How do you do a country accent when that's how you talk normally? I've never. Whatever. Go ahead.
Washington County Board of Education member from the state of Tennessee. I don't know if you caught the viral video the other day, but in case you didn't, I'm going to tell you what he did to go viral. Because he was at a board meeting, and there was a young lady who was a student from one of the schools sitting up at the podium, like right next to him, and she was giving like this presentation about whatever program she was going to the school board, whatever it is. At one point, Mr. Irvin turns to her and, like, grabs the back of the chair that she's sitting in, spins her toward him, and just goes, God, you're hot.
Let's go.
What school did you go to? And then she told him, and he was like, hell yeah, and gave her a big high five, like, we breed them different over there.
Did he say roll tide?
Basically. Like, if he hadn't been in the state of Tennessee, he would have.
That's right. Like, if this had been in Alabama, he'd have gone roll tide.
Roll tide, good for you, honey. Would you like to guess how long it took for them to censure him for that?
17 seconds.
Actually, it's not as quick as you would want, because the next words out of the mouth were, like, from the chairman, and he started to do he started to make one point, but it started with, I want to make this point clear. And I thought the logical thing was going to come out of his mouth was, we don't talk about children that way up on the podium. But it was not. It was not. He obviously has been heavily rebuked, we'll say. Just don't, I mean, what is it exactly were you thinking, Mr. Irvin, when you thought that would be a good idea to look at a teenage girl and just go, God, you're hot? I mean, right? You know we can hear you, right?
You know what I love about 18-year-old girls? I keep getting older. They stay the same age. Yes, they do. All right.
I mean, that was comical when you thought the guy was, what, in his 20s? This dude's like full grandpa. He's 20 years older than I am.
I mean, I hate to go Pat Mac. Never mind. Let's just move on, shall we?
Sure.
Have you ever been in the grocery store and you see a kid showing their whole keister, and the parent just goes, play the phone. Just take the phone and play the game on the phone. And you go, that's a bad precedent to set. As somebody that has grown-up children, that is a bad precedent to set.
Yeah, because then they're going to want to whip it out at the Masters or something.
No. Well, apparently the state of Oregon has watched those parents and gone, that is a smart technique.
Mm-hmm.
The Oregon Department of Corrections is having such an issue with illicit drugs coming through their prison systems to inmates that they have decided they're going to do something about it. They're going to give the inmates iPads so they can scan all of their non-legal letters, hand them the iPad and go, there you go. You can read your correspondence here. I get it. You cannot put an email attachment in a prison wallet. I get that.
Mm-hmm.
I understand that.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know what you can do from an iPad? Virtually anything else.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, but they'll be. Have you ever been to a prison?
No.
You've never stepped foot in a prison in your life.
Does it surprise you?
You? No. No. I feel like you watched Orange is the New Black and went, nope, never doing that. I wouldn't survive in the women's prison.
It wasn't that one. It wasn't.
Oh, it was locked up?
It was Oz.
I never saw that.
Oh, yeah.
I have long thought it would be funny to do a Scared Straight episode of the Sportsocracy where I just take Tank to Craggy Correctional Facility and have some guy get up in his face and go, if you ever get in this facility, we're going to be really close friends. And just watch him go, eee!
No, my response would be, I'm fully aware.
That's why I don't even run yellow lights,
That's right.
sir.
That's right.
In every prison,
Yeah.
there was a time in my life where I thought I was going to go into
Prison. Yeah.
Well, there was a time in my life I thought that too. Into criminal justice.
Oh, okay. All right.
Whether it was at one time I thought I wanted to be an attorney, and then I realized there's either defend the bad guys and make a lot of money, or defend the good guys and eat a lot of top ramen, which I'm not a big fan of. So I chose another route. There's always one guy in every prison that's there for technical things. He hacked into a government server. He embezzled money for the mob. Somehow he's real connected to computers.
Yeah.
And so you're going to take an iPad and hand it to a bunch of inmates, and they're going to take it to that guy and go, boobs, now. I will give you all my commissary if you can make naked ladies happen here. Do it! And the entire state of Oregon, nobody ever went, I see no less than 50 problems with it. Not the least of which is you do know you can reach outside the prison when you hand them a device that's connected to the internet.
But you can lock it down so they can't do that, right?
Yeah, until the real techie guy goes, oh, I know how to get around that. I'm not a hacker. I could be, but I'm not.
Mm-hmm.
There's not a safeguard you can put on one of those that I can't get around. And it'd take me about 3 minutes. Now,
yeah,
I might have to do it every single day.
If it comes down to no drugs in the prison or a bunch of dudes watching porn, I'm gonna go with the dudes watching porn. Like, that's the better solution than having drugs running rampant through my prison.
Or just scan the mail better. It has to all be scanned in. How is it getting past you? That's the part of this that you don't seem to be understanding, is that you literally just said all of the guards in this state are so stupid, they can't figure out how to get it stopped coming in. So we got to go iPads, which, by the way, are paid by who? The taxpayer. I mean, I know we make fun of California and Florida a lot, but Oregon's back there just going, we're dumber than all of y'all. We're just smaller. You ever been to Portland? Neither's anybody else, because it's like Fallujah, America style.
Yeah.
So there's like three specific websites.
You're still talking about the same state that just allows crack.
I mean, the same state
you
that went
smoke crack in the middle of a courtroom in Oregon, and they'll go, "That's fine."
The same state that went, we can't control people smoking meth, so it's just fine now.
Right. You're shocked that they want to give the dudes porn.
I'm convinced that the higher ups in the state of Oregon, there's not a well behaved child in that entire state. I don't believe.
No,
like, I don't want to. Okay, you don't have to. I'd stop yelling.
Mm-hmm.
It's a safe space. I have to go. Namaste.
All right, NFC East, A+ mock drafts.
Sorry, we went so deep in that one. Now I got to figure out who has the shortest mock to see which one we've got time to do right here.
The Washington Commanders.
That's the right call, because they don't have a whole mess of picks.
No, but they do have the number 7 pick overall in this draft, and it's a pick where I feel like it could go really, really well, or you could be sitting there at 7 going, damn it, y'all all took my toys, and now I don't have anything to do.
Well, I think that Dallas has this whole Dallas flirtation with David Bailey has really cranked up the chances. By the way, you're going to need to read that super chat while we're doing it to figure out how to say that. Kevin's just out here going, can I get them fired today? My question with Washington is, what are you hoping for? Like, if it was – that's what this is. So this is best case scenario. You wind up with what?
Mm-hmm.
And what would your answer be to that? Because I don't think we're going to say the same thing.
Perfect scenario for Washington for me would be Jeremiyah Love.
It's mine too. Perfect scenario is they take Delane at 5. Because here's why I said Delane's not a bad consolation prize, because that's where I'm at with Washington. I think it's either Delane or Jeremiyah Love.
Mm-hmm.
If I get Love, I feel like the offense is going to be really good, and I can sign somebody to play on. I mean, Amik Robertson could be the 2. I just don't necessarily think that's how that's going to go.
Mm-hmm.
And Sainer Strill can play in the slot with Trey Amos. I think the pass rush is so much better that you can get by with that. It may not be great. I see no way that Arvell Reese ain't getting past 2. If Dallas is trading up, David Bailey ain't getting past 3. Sonny Styles is not getting past the Giants and the Titans. And I think there's a good chance it's Mansoor Delane at 5. If it's not Jeremiyah Love, it's Mansoor Delane. I feel pretty sure of that.
Okay.
So if I'm the Giants, I want to take whichever one doesn't go at 5. And when I played through this, I was way happier getting Jeremiyah Love at 7, taking the receiver with the second pick, and then having my pick of that next tier of corners, because there's one I like a lot, and he played really close to here.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what I did.
Okay. So Jeremiyah Love at 7.
And it was Love or Mansoor Delane. There's just no other iteration that you're going to have many other options there.
No second round pick. So third round, number 71.
I keep coming back to the same name here. I mean, and it's been this way for quite some time. It's Ted Hurst. I've got to have somebody on the other side of Terry McLaurin.
Mm-hmm.
I don't feel like Debo's coming back. I'm not going to say Brandon Ayuk doesn't end up here, but I'm getting to the point of I'm not sure when or if that's going to happen.
Right.
Because they voided the money. They could cut Brandon Ayuk the day before the season. There's nothing to stop that from happening. Or they just force his hand, make him show up. And when he doesn't show up, oh, cool, now we'll take it all. And now we can play this game forever.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure I can count on that anymore. I think he will wriggle free from the San Francisco 49ers. I just don't know when.
Well, I mean, they hold all the power in that scenario.
And even if he does,
mm-hmm.
do you think that's more than a one-year fix? I know Jaden Daniels loves him. But there's a possibility after that full year away, and he was hurt the year before that, he may be cooked.
Could be. I mean, I don't know. I don't know. I haven't seen of any reports of anybody that's laid eyes on him or what he's been doing or anything. So, I mean, he could just be gassed wherever he's at. However, there is a possibility that this is the marriage he's been waiting on. He comes in and it's worth every dime. But I don't have to hijack the whole process for Brandon Ayuk.
I agree.
I don't. It's not that important to me, and it shouldn't be that important to you. It would not prevent me from taking a wide receiver, though.
Wouldn't me either. Because I'll be honest with you, Traylon Burks to me is a 4.
Yep.
You tell me where I'm wrong here.
Okay.
Traylon Burks is a 4. He might be a good 4. I kind of feel like Luke McCaffrey's a 4 that's masquerading as a starting slot, so a 3.
Mm-hmm.
McLaurin's your 1.
Mm-hmm.
I need a legit 2. It's not De'Ami Brown. It's not Van Jefferson. Jalen Lane's more of a special teams player, a little satellite 5 or 6. I don't have a legit 2.
No, or a 3.
I'd agree.
I don't have a 2. I don't have a 3, which means I need talent. And if I get Brandon Ayuk, maybe he's the 3.
He
and
could
whoever
be.
I draft here is the 2.
He could be. Then you have a lot of options.
Mm-hmm.
But I just keep coming back to this as the drop dead on Ted Hurst. If he has not been selected by 71, he is not making it to 72. Because the other options of need, I don't love Kyle Lewis and the way this defense is going to be set up. Although Ivan Pace was pretty good, and body-wise they're similar. The running back, you'd be looking at Jonah Coleman.
I'm good with what I got.
I don't feel like they need an edge rusher. I mean, if David Bailey falls in your laps, sure. But am I going to take limited draft capital to throw a guy behind Owa, who I paid, Chason, who I paid? I've still got Dorrance Armstrong. I've got Amenahu, and I've got Dietrich Wise. And I've still got Drake Jackson, who's young.
Mm-hmm.
I just don't feel like edge is that big of a – if I can improve, sure. That's what Bailey would be. But outside of that, I'm not going to shoehorn that.
No. Just don't force it.
And corner is – that's the area where corner's like, just don't. Just don't do it. You won't like it. Wait till the early hundreds and go Julian Neal or Prysock or any of those. Now, Washington doesn't have a pick there.
Right. You got to wait till 143.
That's fine. There's a 147.
147, excuse me.
Devin Marshall at NC State. I'll give you a hint. When we give the Amon-Ra St. Brown team tomorrow, I'll bet you he's mentioned, and I'll bet you it happens a lot. I don't get it.
Mm-hmm.
Is he undersized? Yes. Yes, he is. Do you know what he called himself?
What?
When he was at NC State. He and the entire locker room, they called it Marshall Island because no one would throw at him.
Mm-hmm.
Quarterbacks even talked about this. I don't need to throw at him. I'll just go to the other side because I can't remember the kid's name on the other side. They were so weak on the other side, why would I challenge him? And when they did challenge him, did not tend to go well. I think Devin Marshall can be a starting corner in this league.
Okay.
And so if I can get that at 147, I've got a starting 2 in Ted Hurst. I got an absolute dynamo at running back in Jeremiyah Love. I feel really good about what I've done here.
Well, the capital is limited, so
Sure.
You better feel good about this. The A-plus mock draft for the Washington Commanders, next one at 187 in the 6th.
George Gumbs Jr., edge rusher. I think he does have the upside to be a 3-4 guy. The beauty of where Washington's at is that you can basically redshirt him for a year.
All right, a pick they got from San Francisco, 209.
VJ Payne. I do want to add a safety. I just don't see any way I'm doing it with the top 3 picks.
Although this is the pick, if you just give it back to San Francisco, I guarantee you they'd give you Brandon Ayuk.
I don't think I need that. I don't want to pay him. I don't want any of that. I want you to cut him, and I'll give him the vet minimum to come hang out here for a year.
Right.
And I'm not even sure he's going to make it through that.
Well, if they already voided the contract, do you have to
void
pay
the
him?
guarantees, not the contract. You can't void the contract. You can only void the guarantees. Because then they can get out of it if they want him away, which is what they're going to do, because even the roster bonuses and things like that are more than you would pay a guy just to ride it out.
Mm-hmm. Okay. And then after 209, 223.
Lander Barton. I like, was it Kane Madrano, the kid they drafted last year? He's more of the athletic, still trying to figure out how to play the game, special teams guy. Lander Barton is the one that I know he knows how to play football. It's just, is he so heavy-footed that you're only going to be able to play him on the first 2 downs? Yeah. I don't necessarily think that's 100% the way it's going to go. I think he'd be a rotational piece to start. But like I said, if you find a starter from 180 on, your GM's real bright. And I think Lander Barton has one of the higher percentages to be a starter. I mean, that percentage is still 15%, 20%.
Mm-hmm.
There's some guys that you're going to see drafted in that area, it's a tenth of 1%. Yeah. Barton's a good football player. He's just very athletically limited.
You are in the Sportsocracy. This is ESPN Asheville. Quick super chat before we go into the break here.
It's all about the money, all about the money.
We have 2 of them, and we'll read them backwards because Tank's already read Kevin Mullins to figure out how we're going to say it. The first one is from Jack S., who said Vrabel losing 2 rings in 1 year makes him elite.
Bingo. It's classy.
You guys are savages, and pretty damn funny as well.
Money, plenty of money.
And Kevin Mullen keeps sending in super chats that we can't read on the air. There's not really a good way to say that. It says, much love from San Diego. We appreciate you pushing the envelope ever so further, Kevin Mullen. And really, if you want to get the full immersive experience, you got to subscribe to the chat.
For sure. YouTube. You got to watch us on YouTube. You'll understand all of these things that we can't say. And, Kevin, I'll say this. There's a better chance that I find the golf ball.
Yes. You're in the Sportsocracy. This is ESPN Asheville, A+ Mock drafts for the NFC East continue after the break. Coming up next, America's team.
ESPN Asheville. Your mountain weather forecast.
Temperatures will get warmer into the weekend. In the meantime, some sunshine today with a light breeze out of the south and southeast and a high close to 69. And then with a clear sky and light winds overnight, the low should dip down into the upper 30s. More dry weather tomorrow. Expect sunshine with a high of 77 and a beautiful weekend on tap for Saturday and Sunday with sunshine each afternoon, light winds, and high temperatures right around 80 degrees. I'm Jeff Marr from the Weather Channel.
This report is sponsored by Mothers Against Drunk Driving.
For victims of drunk and drug driving, our grief is unique. But you are not alone. You always have a place at MAD. Call our 24-hour victim helpline at 877-MAD-HELP or visit mad.org.
North Carolina faces more than 4,500 wildfires annually, with nearly all of them caused by backyard burning and campfires. Have a valid burn permit. Burn permits are available online or from any NC Forest Service County office. PreventWildfireNC.org.
Don't you wish your life came with a warning app?
That dog does not want to be petted.
Well, life doesn't always give you time to change the outcome, but prediabetes does. Take the 1-minute test today at doihaveprediabetes.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council and its Prediabetes Awareness Partners.
Most people out here think that taking care of one another is important. And most people would step up for a neighbor going through a tough time. Most people around here help out friends and family when they need it. But the funny thing is, most of us won't look for help when we need it. Talk to someone if you're struggling with mental health, because most people out here really care. Find more information at loveyourmindtoday.org. That's loveyourmindtoday.org. Brought to you by the Huntsman Mental Health Institute and the Ad Council.
Dan Scott here, inviting you to check out my new show every Sunday, 8 to 9 a.m. here on ESPN Asheville, where we bring sports and faith together. The Dan Scott Show, 8 a.m. Sundays on ESPN Asheville.
I'm Coley Duffy.
I'm Cody Ward.
And
we're the Chainsaw Brothers.
Actually, we're cousins. A few days after Helene, we was in the driveway having a couple beers, waiting on the power to come back on. And we heard so many people calling, needing trees removed, and couldn't afford it.
So I called my dad to borrow a chainsaw, and over the next few months, we cleared trees for our neighbors. Our business was born out of wanting to help Western North Carolina get back on our feet.
We are fully insured and licensed. We keep our promises, meaning if we say we're going to be there, we'll be there. In these parts, we live how we were raised.
When you call the Chainsaw Brothers, you're not a customer, you're family. We're good at what we do, and we do it for a reasonable cost.
For all your chainsaw needs, call the Chainsaw Brothers. 828-316-1013. Or find us on Facebook. See how we treat our family.
Are you still covered up with storm damage and debris?
Call us about our daily rates at 828-316-1013. That's 828-316-1013. We're the Chainsaw Brothers, and with our neighbors, we're Western North Carolina strong.
Clarissa Sells WNC is the #1 team in Buncombe County. We have the customer service experience to assist you in achieving your real estate goals. Our team offers something that 90% of listings in our market won't have: Zillow Showcase. Check us out at clarissasellswnc.com.
This is J.W. Whitley, General Manager at Parks Ford of Hendersonville. Our value of urgency: timely, responsive, focused, prioritizing you as our customer and the community that we serve to do better, be better every day. That's the Parks Promise. Experience the Parks Promise today at parksfordhendersonville.com.
The possibility of lung cancer can be pretty scary, especially if you're one of approximately 8 million current or former smokers at high risk. That's why SaveByTheScan.org wants you to know that now there's a breakthrough low-dose CT scan that can detect lung cancer early, and it only takes 60 seconds. You stop smoking, now start screening. For an easy quiz to see if you're eligible, visit SaveByTheScan.org. It could save your life. SaveByTheScan.org is brought to you by the American Lung Association's Lung Force Initiative and the Ad Council.
Are you prepared for an emergency or disaster? Because it's not a matter of if, but when. Don't find yourself saying,
I'll trust water bottles and a flashlight to save the day, but I'll be proved wrong.
With a tornado approaching, I'll realize that I like a wheelchair-accessible shelter.
When the floodwaters rise, I'll be up in the attic with 20 cans of beans. It's a recipe for disaster.
let's prepare so we all have a better story to tell. Get started at ready.gov/older adults. Brought to you by FEMA and the Ad Council.
The impact of a meal goes well beyond feeding our bodies, because when people don't have to worry about where their next meal is coming from, they can truly thrive, like Marta.
And now we'll hear from our class valedictorian, who with our hard work never ceases to amaze us.
Please welcome Marta Moreno.
And Alex.
Hey, Alex, how did the interview go?
I did it! I got the job! I can't believe it!
I knew it. Let's meet up later to celebrate.
And Diego.
Mom! I got first place at the science fair with my volcano project.
That's amazing, sweetie. Congratulations.
Because when people are fed, futures are nourished, and everyone deserves to live a full life. Join the movement to end hunger at feedingamerica.org/actnow. feedingamerica.org/actnow. A public service announcement brought to you by Feeding America and the Ad Council.
ESPN Asheville. Yeah. WPEK Fairview. WMXF Waynesville. An iHeart radio station. Guaranteed human. Live from the Ingalls studio.
I can't wait to play with myself every day.
The Sportsocracy.
Damn the devil to hell! Let the big dogs eat! Let them on the field!
Come get you some of this.
Fire them cannons! By golly, put more powder in those things.
He couldn't take any more disappointment.
Oh my God. The Jets killed him.
It is ESPN Asheville. Sportsocracy coming to you live on the iHeartRadio app. We're seen everywhere on YouTube. Let's go to the sportsocracy.com, click the live video link, subscribe to the channel. That way you can join us in the chat through 16 holes of the first round of the Masters. Sam Burns has the lead.
That's who's shocked.
5 under.
Sam Burns is notorious round one leader, round two 78.
Patrick Reed, former champion, right?
Yep.
He's up there as well. Did he just win it once or twice?
I think he just won it.
He's the guy from Georgia, right?
Yes.
The one that's got the messed up relationship with his parents.
You know weird things about athletes.
Yeah, I remember we talked about it at one point, and I think that might have been a COVID era story. We went way too much into the kerfuffle between Patrick Reed and his parents.
Yeah, two things you need to know about Patrick Reed. He likes cold beer a lot, and it shows. Because you see him in the olden times, and he's a little skinny feller, and you see him now and go, oh.
Patrick Reed's in second, 14 or 4 under, not 14 under, 4 under through 14 holes. Kurt Kitayama, did you have him on your bingo card? Your DFS lineup. Do you still do that? Do you still do DFS lineups for golf and stuff?
I usually do for the majors. I have one dart throw in this that's not off to the greatest start ever, but one of the guys I have has not teed off yet.
Xander Schauffele, he's 3 under.
Xander Schauffele.
Tommy Fleetwood as well, tied with him. And my man Shane Lowry. One of these days, Shane Lowry is going to screw around and win one of these tournaments. I mean, probably not going to be the Masters.
I mean, he's already won an Open.
Did he? Yeah. Okay. Well, good for him. I feel like he's always in contention, just never the winner.
He won an Open.
He's like he's not like always the best man, but he's like in the groom's party.
It's funny you said that way. The 4 majors,
yeah,
he's won one, tied for second, tied for third, tied for fourth. Yeah. He is finishing the top 4 of every major in the PGA.
He's always hanging around. It's just he hadn't been able to win one other than the Open, apparently. Apparently, I missed that at some point. Anyhow, back into the NFL draft prep from @the NFL draft nerd, Jeremy Green.
This NFL draft nerd's looking at the date going 2 weeks from now. We're in it. We're in the throes of it.
Yep. Final leg of the Ingalls Living the Dream Tour. We will be in Pittsburgh for the 2026 NFL Draft. First round on April the 23rd.
2 weeks from today.
2 weeks from today. That's right. So, A-plus mock draft for the Dallas Cowboys. The A-plus hope that they have at 12 is to not pick there.
It's to not trade up. I don't think an A-plus is trading 2 top 20 picks. to go up and get David Bailey.
Okay. But you think that's what they're going to do?
I know that is what they are. That call's been made.
Mm-hmm.
That offer's on the table if that's what Arizona wants. I don't know that they've offered both ones. I just don't know what else they could have offered. Because they don't have a 1 next year. That goes to the Jets.
Mm-hmm.
They don't have a 2 this year. That goes to the Jets. So what'd you offer them? Next year's 2? I don't think it's getting it done. And look, Arizona wants to trade down, but they're not going to give it away. Because once you trade down 9 spots, you lose all ability to call your shot.
Yes.
I mean, you know what you think everybody's going to do, but they can surprise you from time to time.
Mm-hmm. There's always a curveball somewhere somewhere toward the top of the draft. And I feel like it generally comes either at or before 12.
I feel like the A+ for the Dallas Cowboys is really simple.
Okay.
You sit at 12, and you let the one fall in your lap that's going to fall in your lap. The question is, who is that? And I know who I think it is.
What one are you talking about?
Caleb Downs.
A player in general?
Caleb
Okay.
Downs.
Oh, okay.
All you need is 2 teams in front of you to have a failing medical on him,
Yes.
and he will drop right in your lap.
Yes.
And I get it. I don't think safety is the biggest need for this team, but I think Caleb Downs is the best player in this draft.
Agreed.
The raw talent of that kid is better than anybody in this class.
Mm-hmm. There is a possibility that he falls that far. It should be infinitesimal chances that he falls that far, in my head. But
well, in your head, but you also haven't seen the medical. And I will tell you, I've talked to people that have seen it that are scared excrementless of it. That tells me a lot.
Yeah.
I think that's what keeps Caleb Downs out of the top 7. Because and I've been over this with Washington. Washington was always the fail-safe until Mansoor Delane ran that fast and said, "I'm here too." That took Caleb Downs out at 7 for Washington to me.
Yeah.
So now you've got Downs. I think he would be in play-ish for New Orleans. I think he would be in play for Kansas City, Cincinnati, maybe Miami. But there's a possibility all of them just go, nope, can't. Because all those teams have bigger needs than safety.
Yes.
Dallas has bigger needs than safety. But their biggest need is that my defense needs to catch my offense, and the way you do that is by adding good players.
Yes, which is why I don't see him getting past Cincinnati. That, to me, just makes way too much sense. Miami,
the only thing
I have to hit a home run with everything if I'm Miami.
I'd agree
and
with that.
That's the best way to do it. That's the best way to ensure that I don't screw this up. You telling me that Jeff Halfley will look at that and go, yeah, but, I mean, he could have a knee problem in 6 years. So
there's 2 things that would scare me with Miami, and then I'll go backwards and do Cincinnati.
Okay.
The thing that scares me with Miami is that Halfley likes big secondary players.
Mm-hmm.
Caleb Downs is not a big guy. And that's the other thing that's been resonating with me about this. We got a lot of the same decision makers that let Kyle Hamilton fall, and Kyle Hamilton was 10 times more physically imposing than Caleb Downs, and they play kind of similarly. Because Downs is more of a box guy than he is anything. I just don't have a great depth of him as the deep guy. He didn't have to be. Not saying he can't do it. I'm just saying I don't know. The problem with Cincinnati is that they signed Brian Cook. And you tell me I've got Brian Cook and Caleb Downs playing safety on that team. Do you know what I will tell you about the corners? You boys better be able to cover downfield because I don't think you're getting a whole lot of over-the-top help out of those 2.
Right.
Especially with Downs having a potential knee issue. I'm just looking at the way Al Golden plays defense, and I'm going, it doesn't fit. I love the idea of it, too. You add a playmaker like that to that secondary because the secondary's been a problem. I get it. But then you get into the fit, and it just doesn't make sense. And it feels like every team in front of Dallas, there is a player that makes more sense for them. I'm going to be honest with you. I don't think David Bailey makes all that much sense for Dallas. Because you already have Rashawn Gary, and you have Donovan Ezraku, and you have Sam Williams. Where exactly does David Bailey fit in that? You're going to play 4 of them? with Quinnen Williams, who you're heavily invested in, Kenny Clark, and Abanya? Am I the only one that's going, those pieces don't make sense? Mainly because your secondary is still terrible. It doesn't add up.
So the best scenario is that Caleb Downs falls to them at 12. They don't make a move to go up and get a player that doesn't make a whole lot of sense schematically. And then what would they do at 20?
C.J. Allen. I'll put him in that Shamar James role. And now I've got him and Overshown. Overshown can be the rangier of the two. And then C.J. Allen's just the downhill thumper. And I'm telling you, nobody will be able to. If you add Caleb Downs and C.J. Allen to what you've added here, teams are going to have to throw on you because they will not be able to run on you.
Okay.
This won't. And so now I have turned every game into a shootout, and I am equipped for a shootout with Dak Prescott, CeeDee Lamb, and George Pickens, and Jake Turd Ferguson.
All right, your team has Dallas's pick in the second round.
We sure do. Thank you, Dallas.
Pittsburgh has Dallas's pick in the third round, but Dallas has San Francisco's pick at 92.
If you didn't take Caleb Downs, and let's say you took Jermod McCoy at 12,
okay,
Genesis Smith would make me real happy in the third round. And I almost went that way. I'm just still not – I'm very hesitant on McCoy. I think he has to go to a team that is desperate at corner. Dallas is not desperate at corner. And I've told you, I like that post-100 run on corners where I start getting the big guys, Takario Davis, Ephesians Prysock, and then the one that I'm going to take with the next pick. I'm looking at the line going, do you realize how untenable it is that they don't have a backup anywhere? The Dallas Cowboys have absolutely no backup that I think could play even 25 snaps and not be a complete liability. So how do I fix that? Well, let's take the one guy in this class that I think could play 4 of 5 positions, Brian Parker II. I do not see him as much of a center as a lot of other people seem to. I was reading through Dane Brugler's The Beast. He has Parker evaluated as a center, and I don't get that. I would love to talk to Dane and just, okay, what did you see that I'm missing? Because I think he's a guard. And I'm looking at Dallas going, okay, so let's take the iterations here of what could happen. Anybody gets hurt, and that's where Tyler Smith's going. Like, if Guyton gets hurt, Tyler Smith winds up at left tackle. Booker gets hurt, you're probably moving Tyler Smith over there because you got to kind of take care of Terrence Steele. Same thing at right tackle. So I need somebody that's pretty malleable because I have to use this as really the backup to practically everybody on this line, which is what he would be.
Yeah.
He turns into that Zach Tom that I don't care who goes down. Parker's the one that goes in for him.
Okay. The A-plus mock draft for the Dallas Cowboys, apparently, according to the chat, would be one that Jerry's just kept out of. Somebody suggested locking him in a room for 4 days. And maybe that is the way to have an A-plus mock draft. Or an A-plus draft day if you are the Dallas Cowboys. All right, so after 92, they come back up at 112.
Will Lee the third. Longer kid out of Texas A&M. He is raw, but I think he could play pretty quick, and that would push Deron Bland into the slot. That's what I'm after. Deron Bland is the riskiest corner I think I've ever seen. Because the good's good. I mean, he's got a ton of interceptions. But you watch him down in, down out, and he gets absolutely deep fried at times. And that's what I need, is somebody that can push that to the inside and make the investment. Dallas is so pot committed. That's what makes them so different than not every team, but probably 80% of the league. I'm going for right now. What will make me the most competitive right now? And then you look at their owner and go, oh, we got a guy in his 80s that is absolutely obsessed with winning another Super Bowl while he's still on this earth. That roster screams that that's what they're doing. It's just probably why that trade up to 3 keeps getting brought up, is if he's in love with somebody, I get it. Andreas Pinckney said he bailed out of the Max Crosby deal for 2 1s. He bailed out of the Max Crosby thing for 2-1s because he had to pay him, too. He doesn't have to pay Bailey. Bailey will be cheap.
Mm-hmm.
And if he thinks Bailey can be like Max Crosby, then I get it. I just don't really understand why. Okay, then why'd you go get Rashawn Gary? Because I just don't see how all the pieces fit together.
No.
Or maybe it's not David Bailey.
Could not be. 152. Top third of the 5th round before the compensatory picks.
I'm going Cyrus Allen. I need another pass catcher, and Allen's one of those that I really like. He's super limited because he's super small, but he's really shifty, and he's really fast. And you add that to the weapons they already have,
mm-hmm.
I think that's a plus for them.
All right. And then down at the bottom of the round, I lost my page here. It's 170 something.
77.
177. Okay.
Emil Wagner. You're going to notice when you, as you flip through the mullet, you're going to realize that Emil Wagner is a guy that I have way higher than the rest of the industry does. Because if I'm looking for a depth tackle that I think can play on both sides, that's my guy. I'll go ahead and tell you, I have him in the top 100.
Okay.
I have yet to see anybody else that's higher than 150, and I'm not really sure I can figure out why. Well, he's not a great run blocker. Can he play on the left, yes or no? Is he a really good pass protector? I don't care about anything from there. Oh, he's a liability as a run blocker. I would have Tyler Smith on the inside of him. I'll be fine.
Yeah. All right, then 180.
Robert Henry Jr. Every small running back in the history of the NFL seems to absolutely love this kid. I think Dallas needs another bullet in that gun because I don't love Javonte Williams by himself.
Well, he's not by himself. I mean,
what else
there's
back there?
Jaden Blue.
Woo! Guy that can literally only catch passes. Like, he is worthless between the tackles.
Mm-hmm. I don't even know who else is on that team.
Malik Davis and Phil Maffa. Yeah, I'm going to need a running back at some point.
Yeah, sure. Why not?
Because if Javonte Williams goes down, holy Lord.
King Henry II.
Gary Burt said, what if the trade-up's for Jeremiyah Love? If it is, I'm going to ask a lot of questions on why you paid Javonte Williams. I get it. Everybody needs two, but that's a lot of investment in running back.
What did they pay him?
Javonte?
Yeah.
Mid-tier starter money. I can't remember.
Like 6, 7?
No, it was higher than that.
Oh, okay. Then, yeah, I'll struggle to figure that out as well.
8. 3 years, $24 million. And 16 of it was guaranteed.
Mm-hmm.
$8 million is not high-end starter money, but it is starter money.
Yeah. All right, and then
218.
Okay.
Oscar Delp. You can throw in any tight end you want to there. Luke Schoonmaker, that's not going well. Brevin Spanford does one thing, and that is run down the seam. I need another tight end on this team. Because, look, Dallas is going to be a shootout team. There's just no way around it.
Mm-hmm.
Dak Prescott's going to throw for a lot of yards. The defense is going to give up some points.
Mm-hmm.
In this mock, basically, I turned the defense into, I'm going to shut you down running the ball. I'm going to make you throw. And then I think I can outshoot you. I think Dron Bland can make some plays. I think Revel will be way better in this scheme than he was with Eberflus. And I think we'll just be better defensively.
All right. A-plus mock draft for the Dallas Cowboys. That means we've got only one left in the NFC East. We'll give it to you after the bottom of the hour. The Philadelphia Eagles. A-plus mock draft day here in the Sportsocracy.
This is Braves country, where history lives and legends rise. And now, the next chapter begins because the Atlanta Braves are back.
Swung on and belted. Deep right field. Gone!
The names you know: Acuna, Harris, and Riley, Albies, Olsen, and Baldwin. Chopping toward another playoff run. The Mountain's home for Braves baseball is ESPN Asheville. Proudly brought to you by Parks Ford of Hendersonville.
It's Matt and Bowen. If you've ever had an opinion about a celebrity, a movie, or a random woman on TikTok, this podcast is for you.
Listen to Las Culturistas on the iHeartRadio app or wherever you get your podcasts.
This is J.W. Whitley, General Manager at Parks Ford of Hendersonville. Our value of urgency, timely, responsive, focused, prioritizing you as our customer and the community that we serve to do better, be better every day. That's the Parks Promise. Experience the Parks Promise today at parksfordhendersonville.com.
I'm Daniel Alarcon. I'm John Green, co-host of the podcast The Away End with my old friend Daniel.
I remember the first time I took my oldest son to an actual live soccer game, and when you step out through the concourse and you can see the field, he did like that, like a sharp intake of breath, and he said, "This is so unusual for my eyes."
Oh, I love that.
Together, we'll find out why, of all the unimportant things, football, soccer is the most important.
Open your free iHeartRadio app, search The Away End with Daniel Alarcon and John Green, and listen now.
You might not know this, but at the Ingalls Bakery, we actually bake things. Like crusty breads, delicious apple fritters, cakes for any occasion. And did we mention the cookies? It's all in the bag. Ingalls. Low prices, love the savings.
Clarissa sells WNC as the #1 team in Buncombe County. We have the customer service experience to assist you in achieving your real estate goals. Our team offers something that 90% of listings in our market won't have, Zillow Showcase. Check us out at clarissasellswnc.com.
The crack of the bat, the sight of green grass and white chalk lines, the aroma of perfectly grilled hot dogs. If right about now you're simultaneously hungry and ready for baseball, then we've got you covered. At Ingalls, we're here for all the fanfare of America's pastime, sponsoring teams from Little League to the pros. So, whether you're the snack parent or just craving that perfect ballpark meal, we've got you covered. Ingalls, your official sponsor of baseball season.
Selling your home? Don't settle for average. Our real estate team at Clarissa Sells WNC and eXp Realty offers Zillow Showcase, an exclusive AI-powered listing experience available to just the top 10% of all listings in our area. With immersive media, cutting-edge design, and elevated marketing, Showcase listings, they go pending quicker and sell for up to $9,000 more than standard listings. Ready to stand out in a crowded market? Give our team a call today, 828-774-6343, because your home deserves the spotlight.
I'm Coley Duffy.
I'm Cody Ward.
And
we're the Chainsaw Brothers.
Actually, we're cousins. A few days after Helene, we was in the driveway having a couple beers, waiting on the power to come back on. And we heard so many people calling, needing trees removed, and couldn't afford it.
So I called my dad to borrow a chainsaw, and over the next few months, we cleared trees for our neighbors. Our business was born out of wanting to help Western North Carolina get back on our feet.
We are fully insured and licensed. We keep our promises, meaning if we say we're going to be there, we'll be there. In these parts, we live how we were raised.
When you call the Chainsaw Brothers, you're not a customer, you're family. We're good at what we do, and we do it for a reasonable cost.
For all your chainsaw needs, call the Chainsaw Brothers. 828-316-1013. Or find us on Facebook. See how we treat our family.
Are you still covered up with storm damage and debris?
Call us about our daily rates at 828-316-1013. That's 828-316-1013. We're the Chainsaw Brothers, and with our neighbors, we're Western North Carolina strong.
Woohoo!
At Ingalls, we celebrate the amazing women who show the world exactly what it means to throw like a girl, hit like a girl, play like a girl, and dream like a girl. Ingalls, we're with you every step of the way.
Do better, be better every day. That's the Parks Promise. Our mission, to improve lives with every interaction. This is JW, General Manager at Parks Ford Hendersonville. Experience the Parks Promise today at parksfordhendersonville.com. That's parksfordhendersonville.com.
The Sportsocracy.
Gets the rebound, passes it to the man, shoots it, and boom goes the dynamite.
We are back on a opening day of the Masters 2026. Jeremy, have you seen the Cocaine Quarterback yet? Have you seen that document? I know you love documentaries.
Yeah, it's Johnny Manziel story. It came out like a year and a half
ago. No. The story about the walk-on football player at USC that ended up being the biggest drug dealer in L.A. Have you not seen this story?
This is not Todd Marinovich.
No. This was some guy that
We're just in a simulation. It's the same story over and over again. We just change the names.
No, it's this guy that was he was a volleyball player, but he was such a good athlete that the strength and conditioning coaches at USC recruited him to play on the football team. He was the only guy to walk on to that national championship team with Matt Leinart and Reggie Bush and all of that. How did he get into such good shape? Oh,
meth.
Steroids.
Oh.
Yeah. So he became the steroids dealer for the championship football team. And then his life went from, hey, I'm going to take this big opportunity to be able to, get an education and better myself, and went, you know what? Dealing drugs there's a lot more money in that. Dude got tied up with the cartel and all those things. I can't believe you haven't seen that yet. You should definitely put that on in the background while you're working on the book. It's a great little, I think it's like 6-episode series.
I'm going to make it till about 6:30 tonight working on the book. And then I'm going to leave everything here, and I'm not going to touch it again.
Good.
Until tomorrow.
Good. You should take a break. After you've put in an all-nighter, if you're just joining the show, Jeremy slept here last night and only allowed Megan to get 6 hours of sleep, which I can't believe you are such a jackal.
I mean, I can't believe she's made it into work today. Hero.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I mean, she's sucking down Monster energy drinks like she's searching for water in the desert.
She's also eating something that I don't know what that's made of, but that smells horrific.
I saw her take a big sniff just a second ago. Was thinking, she get bumps of cocaine over here? Is she doing key bumps right now? Is this the kind of party we're having?
She took one bite of a hot and spicy snack stick and went, nope, out.
Because she's so tired, she snorted it up her nose. That's what. You're asking too much.
Look, we're all walking wounded today.
Mm-hmm.
I slept on a couch made for a much smaller man with my foot on a coffee table. Megan only slept in her own bed for 6 hours.
Mm-hmm. I'm just me. I mean, I'm always playing injured, so it's called heart disease. Where'd Tate get drafted? Failed the medical.
Conjunctive heart failure.
Conjunctive.
What is
That's
it? Conjective?
Congestive.
Congestive.
Yeah. Yeah. Conjunctive. You're mixing up your body parts there. That's like conjunctivitis in your eye, and pretty sure that's how you get pink eye. Pretty sure.
Now she's defending herself at the YouTube.
Oh, no. Oh, no. She's taken to the chat now.
I worked 16 hours yesterday. I did it.
We're counting down the days to the 2026 NFL draft.
She feels like without a microphone, she cannot defend herself appropriately, so she has gone to the chat.
We'll be in Pittsburgh on the last leg of the Ingles Living the Dream Tour. Could be the last leg of Jeremy's life.
It could be.
He keeps picking
it could
on
be
Megan.
the last leg of Jeremy's existence.
We're going to have a blast once again from Radio Row on draft night, which will be streamed, of course, on the YouTubes, as it is each and every year. We will have full coverage of all 3 days of the NFL draft live from Pittsburgh. So stay tuned.
It's going to be a lot. It's going to be an aggressive 3 days. It always is. It is the 3 most exposed days of my life because I do way too much radio talking about draft prospects.
Mm-hmm.
And tomorrow we'll talk about the ones that I really like with the Amon-Ra St. Brown team. Next Friday, the ones I really don't like, the Josh Rosen team.
Mm-hmm.
We'll get some positional breakdowns in next week. With some the remainder of the A-plus mock drafts, and then we'll be to draft week. And then, mercifully, it will be over. And I'm going to go hide in a hole for about 2.5 months.
Yeah.
Also known as my house.
Mm-hmm. with Masters Week going on, the one thing that the PGA did not want to be in the media this week was the Tiger Woods saga. But, of course, with it being a heavily attended event by the media continues to ask each and every golfer, what do you think about Tiger? And, rather than, banning the cell phones at Augusta National, maybe we should, ban reporters from asking the questions. Because I'm not sure anybody's given a real good answer just yet. Because what do you say? Did you see what Gary Player had to say?
No.
Gary Player was he was pretty adamant of, you know what? My heart goes out to you, but stop driving.
That's the thing I don't understand.
Just stop driving. Well, I mean,
first year I make $1 million, I will have a full-time driver. I already know who it is. We've already discussed it, and I will drive to Raleigh. Actually, I will ride to Raleigh myself and go, here's my driver's license. Will you give me my old man identification card now, please?
Right. Should he? Yes. Would you, if you had the money? Yes, you would. Me, probably not. I would probably never get a driver.
I mean, of course, I wouldn't driving.
I don't know.
I love driving my truck. The Parks Ford Mobile Studio, only vehicle in my life I have ever enjoyed driving.
But here's why I like driving, because that's my me time. Like, I go home and I got kids at home, I got a wife at home. When I'm in my car, that's my only time to not be on the radio, right? Because once you step in that door, you got to be on. You got to be ready to go. My only time to really have to myself is my time in my car. And I heard somebody explain this the other day about Tiger, is that Tiger's the kind of guy that he's a control freak, right? He's always done things the same way. Hell, he's used the same putter in every Masters or every major tournament he's ever won, kind of thing. He likes to be in control. So he's not going to go get a driver. That's not ever going to be in the cards for him. Now, he could definitely make the better decision of maybe I shouldn't be driving when I'm high on painkillers. But I understand why a guy like him doesn't get a driver. That's my only time to be by myself. Because he's lived his entire life in the limelight. I mean, well, most of it anyway. So, I mean, I kind of get it. But I agree with Gary Player. T's and P's. Now give me your keys. That should be a T-shirt. We should put that on his social media profiles. T's and P's. Now hand me the keys. You're in the Sportsocracy, and this is ESPN Asheville, 92.9 FM, 880 AM, 1400.
ESPN Asheville, your mountain weather forecast.
Temperatures will get warmer into the weekend. In the meantime, some sunshine today with a light breeze out of the south and southeast and high close to 69. And then with a clear sky and light winds overnight, the low should dip down into the upper 30s. More dry weather tomorrow. Expect sunshine with a high of 77 and a beautiful weekend on tap for Saturday and Sunday with sunshine each afternoon, light winds, and high temperatures right around 80 degrees. I'm Jeff Marr from the Weather Channel.
This report sponsored by the experts at Howard Hanna Beverly Hanks Real Estate, the real estate leader in Western North Carolina.
Howard Hanna Beverly Hanks Real Estate is not like other real estate companies. They're built differently. As the #1 family-owned real estate company in the U.S., proven expertise and personalized service delivers results. Let them show you how at Howard Hanna Beverly Hanks.
North Carolina faces more than 4,500 wildfires annually, with nearly all of them caused by backyard burning and campfires. We need your help. Keep a water source, shovel, rake, and phone nearby. More tips at PreventWildfireNC.org.
With other language learning apps, I was just playing games. I wasn't really learning. Babbel's different.
Babbel was designed by over 200 language learning experts to be the most effective way to learn another language.
Every time I open the app, I can choose to work on my writing, speaking, or listening. And it saves my mistakes for me to review, so I'm constantly improving. Before Babbel, I thought I just wasn't good with languages. But now I'm speaking French. Tout ça, c'est grâce à Babbel.
Save up to 50% on your Babbel subscription when you sign up at Babbel.com. BABBEL.com.
That red talkback mic on the free iHeart app could win you something amazing.
The iHeart Awards in LA.
Plus, it's the fastest way to get your voice on your favorite station.
Thanks, guys. Love you.
I love you guys. Have a good day.
Try the talkback mic now. Just open the free iHeart Radio app.
Champions don't disappear. They reload. And the 2026 Atlanta Braves are ready.
Chopping toward another playoff run. The Mountain's home for Braves baseball, ESPN Asheville. Brought to you by Parks Ford of Hendersonville.
It's Matt and Bowen. If you've ever had an opinion about a celebrity, a movie, or a random woman on TikTok, this podcast is for you.
Listen to Las Culturistas on the iHeart Radio app or wherever you get your podcasts.
Some kids never smile. They're embarrassed by their crooked teeth. They want braces like the other kids, but their families can't afford them. Some may even try to straighten their teeth themselves. That can make everything worse. Luckily, there's Donated Orthodontic Services, a program from the American Association of Orthodontists. It helps provide orthodontic treatment to kids and teens whose families can't afford it. For kids who apply, are approved, and are matched with a volunteer orthodontist, it can be life-changing. Their treatment is in the hands of an expert, a licensed local orthodontic specialist who improves their smiles by correctly aligning teeth and jaws. Some kids think they'll never smile again, but Donated Orthodontic Services may help them smile with confidence. To link to the application and eligibility requirements, visit aaoinfo.org.
The 2026 midterm general election is going to be here before we know it, and it seems like that might be something we should probably talk about. Mark Starling here from First News on 570, and I want you to join me and Tank Spencer for an evening of bipartisan conversation about the upcoming midterm election and politics in general. We'll have some of our great friends along with us, like Dr. Chris Cooper, Dr. Andy Jackson, former District 11 Republican Chair Michelle Woodhouse, and former NC11 Democratic Chair Matt Balance. It's April 16th, 6:30 at Cultivated Cocktails in Asheville. Come join the conversation.
All right, we're back in the Sportsocracy. It's time for the most important message of the day.
Don't do crimes.
Just don't do crimes. Because then I may have to learn about you at Citizens Police Academy, and that's not going to be a good thing.
Tank's really committed to, he is doing the Lord's work at this Citizens Police Academy.
It's fun, man. I encourage everybody to do. You should do this. Like, I think you should do this. You should, sign up sometime. I don't know when it's going to be. To be in the Citizens Police Academy over there.
Oh, yeah, because, I will say it's something I think about myself often. I am flush with time.
No doubt about it. But once you're in it, right, the peer pressure, you succumb to it, and then you commit to the thing, and then you have to keep going. And so at least it's fun, right? Because if it wasn't, that would be a separate story. Tonight's going to be IT night. So we're going to get to learn all about the drones and stuff, and Brandon Moore will be there giving the drone demonstration and learning about like pupil scanners and next level technologies. It's going to be a whole lot of fun. And mellow mushroom pizza for supper as well.
I don't care what I eat tonight as long as I get to sleep in my bed.
You're supposed to sleep. I encourage everybody. Learn, if your local police department has a program like this, get to know your local law enforcement and how they interact with everybody behind the scenes. It's a fun little citizen exercise to go through. But, yeah, don't do crimes because they bring up a lot of names in that group, and I'm just waiting for the first one that I know. I'm just waiting for the first name to pop up on the screen and Jonathan to look over him and go, you remember this guy? We went to school with that guy. Don't do that. Don't do that. A-plus mock drafts. We got the Philadelphia Eagles. And we always say the same thing with the Eagles of what do you get the team that has everything? It's like, trying to figure out what to get Jeremy for his birthday. You
yeah,
can't,
if I wanted it, I probably bought it.
Right. You can't give him more time in his day so that he could take a nap. But anything else, he's probably already bought it for himself if he wants it, especially if it's got a Jets logo on it.
For sure. Or had it sent to him by the team.
So what do the Philadelphia Eagles go into this draft going, I have to have X? Because, I mean, yesterday you were making the claim that they lost so much. So where do you start?
Well, I mean, the biggest thing is that how does Philadelphia win games?
Defense.
And?
Running the ball.
Cool. That's going to be exactly how I start this. I don't believe they have an edge rusher right now that I'm honest to God afraid of. So, I will say this. I don't think this is realistic, but I've seen it a couple times. If Keldrick Falk were to be there at 23, that's where Philadelphia goes. Because then in a three-man front, you have Keldrick Falk, Jalen Carter, and Jordan Davis. And holy sheep shearer, Batman. That is, I don't really care what you have back behind that. It's going to get home.
How many of those guys could rush or passer?
All three.
Oh, yeah. How many of those guys could just completely overpower one-on-one?
All three.
I see what you're saying. Okay.
That's the one that because I keep looking at Falk going, you're such a specific fit to a specific kind of team. Like I said, I don't think it's realistic, so it's not where I went. I don't think any of the guards are going to be there. Because Vega Ioane is going in the top 15, whether it's the Ravens or the Bucks, I'm not 100% sure, but it's one of the two. And I don't see how Pregnon gets past the Chargers.
Okay.
I'm also not 100% sure the Eagles would take Pregnon. So at 23, I debated a handful of players, and I settled on Cassius Howell. There are a lot of teams that really like him, but I think he only fits a handful of places. Emmanuel McNeil, I considered, but I like that where corner is bad in terms of the run, so 75 to 100, I don't like corners. That's where I like safeties. So I'm going to target a safety there. And that's where, historically, Philadelphia has found their safeties. So those two things kind of simpatico. There are a couple guards that I like in round 2. We'll talk about that in a minute. You wait on pass rusher, you're going to get Kieron Crawford, Mikhail Kamara very quick. So I'm going to go get Cassius Howell, who I think with all of the graders in front of him, it's not going to matter that he has the shortest arms we've ever seen. Howell's going to win at the next level as a pass rusher. I have zero doubt about that. I just don't think he's ever going to be a 3-down guy. And in Philadelphia, I don't really care.
That's not really how we do business here. So,
Andreas Pinckney asked, any idea about this smoke the Eagles love Tyson? I don't think that's smoke. I really do. I've never thought that was smoke. Because that would make sense as to why they've been so tentative on trading A.J. Brown. If they're in love with Tyson, they've cleared him medically. They think he can be the replacement to A.J. Brown. I got to know he's going to be on the board, and frankly, I don't believe any of you in front of me. Because there's too many teams I'm competing with. The Lions are there. The Vikings are there. I was looking at this earlier today because I actually saw that same report this morning. There's too many teams that I'm not going to believe what you tell me. So until I'm sitting on the clock and he is there for me to take, for me, if Jordan Tyson is on the board at 23, it means somebody else has found something that's going to make him not best case scenario for me. Did you see Daniel Jeremiah talking about him?
No.
He did an interview. I think it was NFL Network. It might have been a Zoom thing. He was in his office and had the headphones in. And somebody asked him about Jordan Tyson, and I don't think I have ever heard a more damning phrase where somebody didn't say anything. As I asked him about Jordan Tyson, he just went, yeah. What the hell was that? I'm just not much of a Jordan Tyson guy. Like, just do iambic pentameter there, just running through the entire.
He's doing the scales.
You turned into Michael Winslow from Police Academy and then just went, not my flavor. If that camera wasn't here, what would you have said right there? Because I think it would have been way funnier.
Maybe would have shared a little too much information. Maybe. Who knows? All right. So, 23, you're going with Cassius Howell. Philadelphia Eagles then come back up on the board at 54.
It's 3 names, and one of the 3 of them will be there.
Mm-hmm.
It's either Chase Basantis, Keelan Rutledge, or Jennings Dunker, and that's the guy that ultimately plays guard. Dunker, I think, could kick out to right tackle when Lane retires. I just think he's the least likely to be there. I would say Rutledge is probably the second least likely to be there. Basantis is the one that's the most likely to be there. I think they can all play guard. And they all 3 give you a tough, run-first, downhill kind of guy. I mean, because that's been an issue with Philadelphia, is that when Dickerson moved from center to guard, you put in Cam Jurgens. Jurgens is smaller. And then that guard spot's just never – it hasn't quite been right the past year. I need somebody with a bad attitude. All 3 of those guys have that. I don't think any of the 3 are great pass blockers, but I don't really have a quarterback that I need to worry about that with.
I didn't think Rutledge was this high in the pecking order. Second round is okay. All right.
He may go. Frankly, I think he goes higher than 54. I think Dunker has kind of come down.
Mm-hmm.
Rutledge has gone up, and Basantis has stayed about flat. I think I was too low on Basantis because I had him in the mid-3s, and the more I watched it, the more I went in a specific scenario of which Baltimore's won, Philadelphia's won. There are a few of them. I really like them better. I mean, you put him in Houston, I'm not going to like that as well.
Mm-hmm.
But with Philadelphia, solid.
All right, Philadelphia has the Jets pick in the 3rd round at 68.
Now, I feel like just for honesty's sake, I have to say that Caleb Tiernan from Northwestern, he could be here. They're going to address offensive line here somewhere. The question is, do they overdraft a Blake Miller or an Ian Acher at 23? Do they do what I did, or do they wait this long? And I don't think you're going to like the players that are there. Because I like Tiernan, but I like him in a very specific scheme, and it ain't Philadelphia.
Okay.
So when I did this, Philadelphia, I bounced around more than probably any other team. And what I discovered is if I wait on pass rusher, I'm not going to like it. If I go guard early, I'm not going to like edge rusher. The best scenario is go edge, lineman, and then here I can take best player on the board that still services a need, be Kamari Ramsey, safety out of USC. I cannot put a good finger on exactly where he's going to go because a lot of it's such hypothesis. There's good tape, and then there's really bad tape. But he's so versatile that I think he can play anywhere. This is the question, what are you going to turn him into? You put him next to Makuba, you would then probably have you don't have a thumper there. But I think Kamari Ramsey could be that enough. Him and Genesis Smith both kind of fit into that. You're good enough at everything to be whatever I want you to be. And Ramsey and Makuba behind that trio of corners, that is a wickedly good secondary.
Yes. And you already have some safety-ish type players that play corner there. At least hard-hitting corners that play there.
Kenyon.
Cooper's pretty nasty. Really? Well, he doesn't do much
Cooper's a
for
good corner. I'm not liking the adjectives you're using,
Okay.
but the further I go into this, the more it's going to sound like I'm throwing shade at him, and I'm not.
Right.
So.
All right, and so after you take, who was it? Who was the pick?
Kamari Ramsey.
All right, next up for Philadelphia.
At 98, Malachi Fields. At some point, you've got to have somebody other than Dallas Goedert that you really trust in the red zone if you're moving off A.J. Brown.
Mm-hmm.
Now, in this, you haven't, but that does open you up to, I think Malachi Fields could be what you thought Johnny, what's his name? Wilson. I literally went Johnny Bench, Johnny Mitchell, Johnny Bravo. His name's in there somewhere.
Uh-huh.
Malachi Fields, I don't at any point think in the process we've been right on him. And that's media on the whole. So we were probably too low on him when he went to the Senior Bowl. Then he goes out there and just shows out, and everybody lost their minds. And then his draft stock cratered with a 4.61. Never have we landed where he should be, which is right here.
Yeah.
He is on the crux of day 2, day 3. And if he goes to a team as a red zone threat, I'm good with it. I almost have to treat Malachi Fields like he's a tight end. Not that he's going to play that position, but I think that's the way he's going to be deployed. It's kind of in that Kyle Pitts way of I'm going to use you as a matchup headache. I'm going to find a team that does not know how to line up with him or doesn't have the personnel to line up with him. And I'm going to get him matched up, and I'm going to start pulling that safety away. Bob Brown said, I have an issue with contested catch guys who can't really separate. I do too. Where I don't have an issue with them is where I have an absolute route technician running under them, which is Devontae Smith. Mm-hmm. Because I can find ways to stack this that you can't defend it. Look, when you step out there, and I've got my players, and it's Jimmy's and Joe's, if I've got a competent quarterback, well, I'm not going down that rabbit hole with Jalen Hurts. All I've got to do is move the pieces into the way that I get the matchup that is best for me. And Malachi Fields is a nightmare for a small corner. There's a lot of small corners in this league.
All right, after the comp pick at 98, let's go to the 4th round. Philadelphia swapping picks with the Atlanta Falcons, 114.
Markel Bell. I'm going to be fully honest about this. I don't love him. Every person I know in the industry that really knows what they're talking about with offensive linemen, if you've watched this show for long enough, you know exactly who I'm talking about. They all love him. And which is funny because most of these guys don't like the giant guys. And that's where I'm having to mitigate. I'm lower than what I'm hearing. Because Markel Bell is one of the only guys in this class that projects as being able to play on the left or the right. I think he needs to get in shape. He needs to get his feet right. And he needs to basically have someone like Jordan Mailata show him how to do all of that. Mm-hmm. That's why I like him so much in Philadelphia. Because I've got the living embodiment. They're the same guy. They are both monsters that are freak athletes for their size. I don't need him to be a player right now because I have Lane Johnson right now. I need you to be able to replace Lane a year or 2 years from now. I think it's closer to 2, but I've got time, and I can get him ready for that. You try to do this with Tyler Steen. It didn't work out, at least for him as a guard. Yeah. I'm not trying to do the guard thing with Bell. Yeah. He has no ability to play guard.
All right, Philadelphia's got a comp pick in the 4th round at 137.
You know I really like this guy, Torian York, linebacker out of Texas A&M. That kid moves in a way that very few linebackers do. Look, by the time I get to 137 in Philadelphia, I'm taking special teams guys. That's what's so hard for people to understand sometimes when we go through this. I'm not taking 4th-rounders for Philly the same way I'm taking them for Cleveland. Mm-hmm. Cleveland needs that guy to play this year on defense or on offense. Philadelphia, I can look at Torian York and go, you're going to take a starting role in 2 years. And I'm good with that because I think he projects as a starting level linebacker. It's just going to take a year or 2.
Philadelphia with Atlanta's pick at 153.
You know, it's funny. Bob Brown said they need offensive line depth. Well, I believe I can help that.
More?
Isaiah World, offensive tackle out of Oregon. You remember all those things I just said about Markel Bell? You have to take him higher than World. I think World has a higher upside than Bell does. Mm-hmm. The rest of the industry disagrees with me vehemently on that because they think World got unveiled at Oregon. I don't agree. I think he's out of shape. may have been hurt, but he looked horribly doughy at Oregon. I need him to be in shape. Right now, as Gambit fans said in the comments, he is a shape. I can also put him in mothballs for a year. And now I've got two darts in the gun at who's going to replace Lane Johnson. They're both gigantors that are in not ideal shape. But I'm going to make it work with one of them.
178.
Hezekiah Masses, cornerback out of California. He projects to me so similar to Quinyon Mitchell. He's another one. Needs a year. In Philadelphia, he gets a year.
197.
Tanner Koziel. I want someone that I can play with Calcaterra and with Dallas Goedert. Ultimately, I think it would be Calcaterra who takes over for Goddard, and Koziel would be the two. But Koziel is the seam stretcher down the middle. And I believe it was Bob Brown that said Hurts doesn't throw down the middle of the field. Yep, you're going to have to change that because every team in the NFL knows that. And if you watch the tape at the end of the year, that was one of the things that was killing Jalen Hurts, is that they knew you're not doing anything down here. So they were cheating to the outside constantly. I think it was the Bears. They did that the entire game. They dared him to throw to the outside. They kind of dared him to throw to the middle. He just wouldn't do it.
It is the Sportsocracy, and that is your A-plus mock draft for the Philadelphia Eagles 2026 NFL Draft coming up in just 2 weeks in Pittsburgh. We'll be there on the Eagles Living the Dream Tour. We'll be back here tomorrow at noon. The Almond-Ross St. Brown team coming up tomorrow. You want to stay tuned for that.
ESPN Asheville, your mountain weather forecast.
Temperatures will get warmer into the weekend. In the meantime, some sunshine today with a light breeze out of the south and southeast and high close to 69. And then with a clear sky and light winds overnight, the low should dip down into the upper 30s. More dry weather tomorrow. Expect sunshine with a high of 77 and a beautiful weekend on tap for Saturday and Sunday with sunshine each afternoon, light winds, and high temperatures right around 80 degrees. I'm Jeff Marr from the Weather Channel.
This report is sponsored by Compassion International. Compassion sponsorship means food, healthcare, education, and most of all, being known, loved, and protected. There are thousands of kids waiting over a year. End their wait. Sponsor a child with compassion today. Text the word radio to 83393.
Most people out here think that taking care of one another is important. And most people would step up for a neighbor going through a tough time. Most people around here help out friends and family when they need it. But the funny thing is, most of us won't look for help when we need it. Talk to someone if you're struggling with mental health, because most people out here really care. Find more information at loveyourmindtoday.org. That's loveyourmindtoday.org. Brought to you by the Huntsman Mental Health Institute and the Ad Council.
Politics and Pints, a civil sit-down about the day's top issues. 570 WWNC invites you to join our bipartisan panel of special guests April 16th at 6:30 at Cultivated Cocktails on Charlotte Highway.
Hi, I'm Smokey Bear, and I made an assistant to help you prevent wildfires.
Dude, I've got this. I've been camping since I was 5 years old.
But I am a camping influencer.
You know what? I'll bet you $5. Assistant Smokey, what is the best way to put out a campfire?
To put out a campfire, drown with water, stir, drown again. Then make sure the fire is out cold by feeling with the back of your hand.
Wait, really?
I'll take the $5.
Learn more at SmokeyBear.com.
Brought to you by the U.S. Forest Service, your state forester, and the Ad Council.
This season isn't a reset, it's a reminder. The champions don't disappear. They reload, and the 2026 Atlanta Braves are ready.
And Acuna swings a mighty bat. That thing is way out of the ballpark.
Chopping toward another playoff run. Sale, Strider, and Schwellenbach. Acuna, Albies, Olsen, and Baldwin. The Mountains' home for Braves baseball is ESPN Asheville. Proudly brought to you by Parks Ford of Hendersonville.
Unlike other health concerns, mental illness is not always easy to see. Depression won't show up on an eye chart, and you can't measure it on your bathroom scale. Sorting out a mental health concern is not something to attempt on your own. You won't find a bipolar disorder by looking at a thermometer. Like many other health conditions, help for mental illness takes professional diagnosis and treatment. anxiety won't just go away under a stick-on bandage. So the sooner you seek treatment, the better. If you or a loved one has a mental health concern, don't go it alone. Find out what to do. For 24-hour free and confidential information and treatment referral, call 1-800-662-HELP. Learn more at samhsa.gov/support. That's samhsa.gov/support.
Good morning,